was typing out a reply and then the music ended. One second. Hello. Also, yes, it is the better version. I'm glad that we can agree. Let me open the game. If I can find it. This one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. I'm not going to be inserting disc 4 today. Here we go. Make sure to find disc 4? Absolutely not. You cannot make me. All this place. Pour a drink. Nothing. Oh. I think last time Sora told us some stuff about Yu's dead parents. Oh, well, they might be dead. Maybe. Go away. This. And I spent entirely too long thinking about the date and whether the date would be written like that in a translation or whether they would change it in the translation to be written like the English way of writing it, and what the implications of both of it could mean, and my conclusion is literally nothing. I gave up. Anyway. Load. I tried to organize my thoughts. Yeah, tried is the operative word. Okay. I assume we will reach the end of this whatever we're doing route today. And then we'll go somewhere else. I don't know where we're going to go. I tried to organize my thoughts as I looked for you. Realized that there were 6 things that I knew for sure. 1. Yu's father, Tanaka Yoichi, had apparently died 34 years previously. Why do we... Why is this something we know for sure? Okay, so true. And Yu's mother, Tanaka Yuye, had died 15 years previously. Oh, Yukie. You had heard from her mother that Yoichi had disappeared 17 years ago. Yu's mother was still researching archaeology at Limu. From the written records of A and B, I knew that Yoichi and Yukie had a daughter. Finally, both of her parents' deaths had something to do with the Tiefblau virus. Never heard of it. I wondered what we could possibly find out from those facts. As I was walking the corridor, Sarah suddenly appeared from around the corner. Oh, that's crazy. Hey, bestie. Where's you? Sarah shook her head. It would have been really funny if Sarah showed up at the same time. But alas. I see, I wonder what I should do. Why? Why do you want me to keep her company? I don't even know her. You're oompies. Of course I will. I wonder what I should do. The cabaret club in AI is called Tiefblau. Amazing. Oh, I thought you said she wanted to be alone. Oh, is that how that works? Okay. But you went and it didn't help, right? Okay. It shouldn't matter. Sarah would never say this. For what? So true. Say what? I was astounded. Oh, okay. Numbed by the conversation, I tried to argue. I'm no hero, and I'm sure not a prince. No, not really. That's just how girls are. Yeah, every single one. That's a stupid thing to say. Sarah pointed down the corridor. Oh, alright. One down by the powers of Sarah's persuasion, I gave in. But just let me ask you one more thing. Why me? If just a guy was needed, Takeshi would do. Huh? Oh, so true. Sarah let out a defiant laugh. Oh, sad carousel Delphine. Sarah told me where you was and I went to find it. Spotted you's back from behind the merry-go-round. She was looking down. She was sitting with her hand clutching the ride. You. Calling out to her, I went closer. You turned her face towards me, gave an agonized look, and spoke. Oh, well. Yes, Sarah was wrong. Oh. Can you talk faster? I can't leave you alone. It's the honest truth. I sat down near you. Spoke exactly what came into my mind. I remember what you said when we first met. You said, I am you. I am you. You are me. We're the same. What are you talking about? You're not alone. There was no prince on a white horse, and there wasn't much I could do by myself. So don't struggle with this alone. Let's think through it together. I have no idea what he was just trying to say, but so true. Surely it will make you feel better. But I thought we could get through it together. I nodded firmly. So, what do we know so far? I think what we should be focusing on is that it would have happened before you were alive. Okay, there we go, so true. I thought maybe that would be the first thing, but I guess not. That's not all, is it? Hey bestie! Oh, you were just you were just telling us about how every girl is waiting for the prince to show up and sweep her off her feet. And now I know the psychology of every woman. Thank you for that, by the way. Hi, Everynyan. Hey, bestie. No.
15年前よ。15年前。私が3歳の時よ。物心つく前よ。私がここにやってくる直前まで、お母さんは私の目の前でピンピン飛び跳ねてたんだからね。
That's what you said.
そうらしいじゃなくて、そうなの。
We try to gaslight you. So true.
どういうことよ。何が間違ってて。
We all got cryogenically frozen for 15 years.
私を育ててくれたあの人は誰だったの？私のお父さんは誰なの？どこ行っちゃったの？わけがわからない。
Like a dam bursting, you spewed out all of the bad feelings that had been building inside of her. Wait, just calm down. You're losing your composure and ability to judge. I feel like this is making her a lot better. Feel a lot better. I'm always composed.
答えはもう出てるの。お父さんは17年前に失踪したまま行方がわからない。そして今もどこかで生きてる。
Oh, okay.
お母さんも生きてる。今も家で私の帰りを待ってる。それがたった一つの真実よ。永久不変の定理よ。
Kid and Takeshi don't really give that Prince image. I can't believe you would say this. But also, you're not wrong. Look, you're jumping to conclusions.
あんたもあのポンコツレミと一緒でバ ってんのよ。
You're as messed up as Lemmy is. Idiot, you're the one who messed up. You're pretty smart,
ど
right?
っちなのよ。
And I thought you were strong. You said that scholarship is futile. But you're the kind of person who wants more knowledge, even knowing that. That's not something a weak person could do. Bestie. What are you talking about? What? So why are you acting like this now? Come on, let's just be logical and think this through one point at a time. Yeah, someone just told you that both your parents are dead. Just get over it. We could talk about it logically. The way you always do. The reason you're confused is because the information is conflicting, right? Okay, oh, oops. Because you think the part of it can't be right. So let's start by starting back from fiction, beginning with what you know. You know about a lot. You know a lot about a lot of things. You have the materials in your head to sort this thing out. You, out of anyone, should be able to tell what is a lie. Right? You turned her eyes away from me and bit down hard on her lip. Trying to look down and closed her eyes as if she were thinking. I could tell she was trying hard to accept the possibility that the facts might be true.
そうだね。私どうかしてた。
Finally, you lifted her face.
本当にどうかしてたよ。ごめんなさい。
No problem, bestie. You gave a little nod. Alright, alright. Oh, at last, it was time to start deducing things. Oh. We decided to start breaking things down with the points that were clear. Like what was teeth blau or tuberculosis. You explained that it was a malignant virus that had an extremely high death rate and that it had ravaged the world in the past. What do you mean? Okay, I guess it ravaged the world in the past and you knows all about it. She said that it was first discovered more than 30 years previously. So time-wise, there was nothing strange if her father had died of tuberculosis 34 years before then and her mother 50 years before. Furthermore, the world was entirely free of tuberculosis a decade earlier. The World Health Organization had officially declared that the disease was eradicated. That's crazy. Radical 6. What you didn't know was when her parents were supposed to have died. You didn't know what she was to make of the information since it was 16 years before she was born. And the mother that had raised her. It's just COVID. She said that she'd seen her face just the other day. She was supposed to have died 15 years ago. Figured that there were 4 possibilities. 1, Yoichi had not actually died, but only disappeared 17 years ago. Yukie was still alive. 2, Yoichi had not actually died, but only disappeared 17 years ago. However, Yukie had passed away 15 years ago. Yoichi had died 34 years ago, but Yukie was still alive and well. Yoichi had died 34 years ago, and Yukie 15 years ago. We didn't know which was truth and which was fiction. It was incredibly confusing. Yep, not wrong. We decided to consider the possibilities one by one. The theories were based on information from 4 sources. A file compiled by Sora concerning the death of Tanaka Yukie. B, the chat log from A and B, the only source of information about Yoichi's death. C, what Yu's mom had told her, the only source of information about Yoichi's disappearance. D, the existence of Yu's mom. Satoru monologue vibes. Yeah, I'm glad we got it from the little child. We moved to the security office and checked the file concerning the death of Tanaka Yukie again. With as much evidence as there was in the file, it looked like Yukie's death was indeed a fact. We set aside the question of whether she was actually Yu's real mother for the time being. So we were able to narrow it down to possibilities 2 and 4. 2, Yoichi had not actually died, however disappeared 17 years ago, however Yukie had passed away 15 years ago. Yoichi had died 34 years ago and Yukie 15 years ago. I don't remember any of this route, by the way. What do you mean? Does that mean none of this is important? We deduced that if Yukie was dead, then that meant that Yu's mother had been lying to her all these years. We didn't bother ourselves about the possibility of two women having the same name. That would never happen. If we could determine that Yukie was lying, then the reliability of her information about Yoichi's disappearance would drop dramatically. Remember the important things you learned, just not how. Oh, I see. That would strongly boost the possibility that the fourth theory was right. Or Yoichi had died 34 years ago and Yukie 15 years ago. No, I said wait. Quit jumping to conclusions. That was the conclusion that you came to. He's so impatient. We'll still try to sort this out, right? Just then. The lights started flickering on and off. Oh, we're back to TwitchCon hype. Hate to break it to you. See, the lights agree with me. Hilarious. We all might die soon. The lights went out. Finally, they flash back on. Seems like the lights are in bad shape. Okay, TwitchCon hype for real. I wonder if it's another blackout. Well, I don't want to either. Yes! Oh, that'd be pretty low. The light conversation seemed to lift Yu's spirits. Okay then. Huh? I heard a voice in the distance. Go away. The light conversation. Sounds like he's looking for you. The vibes. Excuse me, what's that supposed to mean? They're immaculate. Also, hi, John. You missed out us having a lovely conversation about Yu's dead parents. After a bit, Takeshi appeared. All luck was dread, and now we're back to... Yeah, it's great. We're gonna go have some tuna sandwiches. We're starving after that long 5 minutes of thinking. Do you have food for us or not? I don't know about that. Uh-huh. I don't like this sentence. What? Congrats! I don't really want to be congratulated on this. No, 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 no. I shook my head vigorously. What do you mean I'll stop pretending to be surprised? Kidding. Hilarious. And what was it you came for? Tuna sandwich. No. Repair the generator. What do you mean we saw it happen? I didn't believe it. Screenshot out of context. A lot of this game, you shouldn't take it away from Ever17. Bad things will happen. Yeah, the lights did just go out a little bit ago. I see. Seemed that you still wasn't back to normal. I could tell that she was just pretending she was fine. She thought that she might get hurt if I let her go to make repairs in that state of mind. Oh, I thought that she might get hurt. Hey Takeshi, I'll go with you to do the repairs. It looks like you is a bit worn out. It'll be fine. I'll try hard. So let me help. If I have to know anything about machines, we're getting the bad ending again. Just accept it. My desperate attempt at persuasion had succeeded and I had to help. We started the work after lunch. But... Ouch, Takeshi, that hurts. No, I'm like 15. Takeshi grinned sadistically as he patted my right arm, which was supported by a cast. The cast was made of a specially formulated plastic. It was lighter than I had expected. What are you talking about? Why do we have a cast on that arm? Takeshi had put the cast on me with instructions from Sora? Sora said she had something else to do and left the work to Takeshi. Okay. Be quiet. I told you my leg slipped. You're the one that forced the tools on me. You're the one that sprang off without anything. You have a cast now? Yeah, I guess. Because she was making excuses. It's not like this game to cut out like the fluff dialogue of us doing random things, so it makes a change. Okay, fine. It was all my stupid fault. I looked at the cast wrapped around my right arm. While we were repairing the generator, I'd lost my balance holding the heavy toolbox and fallen off the machine. Easy for you to say. Takeshi picked up an object that could easily be mistaken for a gun at a glance. It was a syringe used to inject a cartridge filled with a cocktail, antibiotics, fever medication, painkillers, and vitamins. Takeshi put the needle against my left arm. It turned to night. Dinner time rolled around. Tuna sandwich? Just like always, we filled our empty bellies with tuna sandwiches. How long did it take? 20 minutes? That's quite a while, to be honest. I feel like that's a record. We wanted to change of pace to do something fun, so we spread out a blanket in the park's rest area. Thought it would kind of put us in a picnic mood. The blanket was from a shop that stocked them on the same floor. Time skips? Yeah, it's because we spent way too long talking to you, so they were like, oh, we don't have anything else to put in the rest of the days. Just get past them until everyone dies. Blanket was from a shop that stocked them on the same floor. So it had Limu's Mew Mew label printed on it. Sora couldn't eat, but she sat with us smiling just the same. Seemed that was fun for her. Sarah had just gone to get more drinks from the kiosk. You wasn't around. She didn't feel well and was resting in the infirmary. So Sarah was going to let her go to take a sandwich to her later. So true. Drawn by the scent, Sugumi appeared. As if she didn't notice or didn't care, Sugumi packed herself on Mew Mew's face and started munching on the sandwich. Of course, Takeshi started complaining, but Sugumi just ignored him. She simply sat there, eating and drinking by herself. I stared at her, absent-mindedly. I wonder if I was still stuck on those words. It's fine. Ever since then, Sugumi had mostly left me alone. I feel like she always did. But, okay. I wondered what she was thinking about just then. I was mulling that over when... Oh, Jesus. You died! All of a sudden, Sarah screamed from the direction of the kiosk. Who cares? Wasn't this a thing before in the other route? Or was it also in this one? We were like, it's a rat. Then they must have gotten in from somewhere or something. Hearing that, Takeshi forgot about Sugumi for an instant and then ran to the kiosk. Or is this actually our little hamster? It's not even a dead body. It's okay, that would be me if I found a spider. The only Remember 11 fan on Twitter drew out of many Uchikoshi protagonists a while ago, and when they listed the names of them, they just said one of the Ever17 MFs, Ever17. Some of the boxed food in the kiosk have been damaged. Whoa! What a mess! I wonder if the hot dogs would work with the rat too.
でもあれは冷蔵庫の中だったんだよ。
She was right. The stuff in the fridge was fine. Looked like we were in no immediate danger of starving.
それにしてもレミューにネズミがいたとは驚きです。
Yeah, how would they not drown? A rat named Sugumi. Takeshi, our de facto cook, was livid. He was so mad that he couldn't even speak. His face went bright red and his whole body shook with anger. I can't believe this. Takeshi hater. Also, hello. Sugumi was enjoying it though. What's so
それ
funny?
はもちろんあいつの顔。
She pointed at Takeshi as she said that. Takeshi snapped.
こんにゃろもうあったまきだ。そのネズコートやらとっ捕まえて深海魚の餌にしてやる。
Like that, a raging Takeshi, a raging Takeshi. To end you asunder. Set about trying to rig up a trap to catch the rat. And he ended up making me help him try to design and set it up. Going along with him was the only way to calm him down. I was somehow able to help him, using my one good arm to cover for my lame one. The trap he tried to make was a useless contraption pieced together from stuff in the warehouse. I won't go to the pain of trying to describe it. Why? Why is this where we draw the line? We didn't finish until the middle of the night. My mind and body were both worn out. I headed to where you was. I was worried about her and wanted to touch base on the theories about her parents. What was the point? What was the point of the rat? He didn't do anything.
少年み
Hello. What? Do you need something?
少年にね、ナッキュ先輩からの伝言を伝えに来たの。
Okay, what's the from you? I was just going to see it.
先輩ならもう出かけちゃってるから救護室にはいないと
You
思う。
probably have to. She heard a horrible scream. She feeling better?
だいぶ楽になったって言ってた。
Oh, well, that's good. And what's the message?
そうそう。ね。
Uh-huh.
これから例のところに行くから少年も
The place?
だって
The place?
そういえばわかるって言ってたけど。
You didn't even get to choose whether we hate rats. That's true. Remember, Eleven would never. She said you'd know what she meant. The place. Did that
ねえ
mean
ね
what?
え、なんか知らないうちにうまいことやってるみたいじゃん。
Bestie, what's your problem?
早くも真夜中の合いびきですか。
Leave me alone.
憎いね憎いね。
Eh? I didn't think I knew what she was talking about. The theory was half-baked.
時に少年よ。一体どんな慰め方をしたのかね。
We told her to stop being upset that her parents were dead and think
こ
about
の
it.
先輩を診察したぐらいだからきっとものすごい
Fell
テク
for
使った
you
んじゃろ
in。the blink of an eye. Please stop talking. She didn't fall. I fell. And that's how I hurt my arm.
またまたすっとぼけちゃって。しびっとだけ教えてみ。あんなテクやこんなテクかね。
Go away. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
いやーダメだってば。これ以上言わせたら18禁だよ。
Stop talking. Go away. What did she mean, 18? I don't know what you're talking about. I just gave her a helping hand.
なんといきなしそげなことまで要求しちゃったのです
Oh,
か。
shut up. Huh?
それでそれで、もう大丈夫だって。誰にも言ったりしな
What's
いから
wrong with this child?
ダメ。
I thought it was risky to continue the conversation, decided to take a hint from history and push her out the window. Drown her. Drown her in the hallway. See no more, speak no more, hear no more. I don't think that's the proverb, but okay. Can't believe this. Why would you say this? Sarah finally got the idea. Ultimately, Sarah gave up. As soon as I figured that you was waiting for me, I started walking. I thought about what you meant by the place. I figured it was probably the Lemurian ruins. Just like I had the day before I visited the ruins. I figured I would find you there. It felt like I'd traveled through time and opened the door to an ancient land. Okay. Speaking of time travel, you had scoffed at it, but I still hadn't given up on the theory. Oh yeah. I was like, what do you mean? I don't think we brought this up, but no, we did. It was the only one that made sense to me. There was no other way to explain things. I entered the ruins. I continued through the maze-like passages. Trying not to get lost, I racked my memory. Fortunately, I remembered the path I'd taken the day before. Still fresh in my mind. It was like I had been through the area dozens of times. Surely that's not foreshadowing anything. Finally, I found you. She was in the same spot as the day before, the Sun Temple. And she was sitting on the same obelisk, hugging her knees. I sat down next to her. Do you feel better now? That's good to hear. It's the only place I could think of. I'm in my flop era right now. Surely on a different ending, you will be slaying. What are you talking about? You called me here, right? Don't tell me you thought I wouldn't find the way back. It's a joke. Hilarious. Test me? Okay, bestie. Reassure you that flopping was unavoidable, and surely there is a better world out there somewhere. So true. You heard that from Sarah, right? And you're supposed to be the princess? Why she sat in the water? I feel like... Whatever, bestie. You sit in the water if that's what you want to do. I'm going back. I stood up. That's not it at all. I just can't handle this kind of game right now. Completely worn out and I've got this broken arm. You belatedly noticed my arm. Standing, I went to return on the road that I had used coming in. But you came after me. Leave me alone. If all you want to do is talk about your stupid fantasies, I'd rather get some sleep. So true. How come Kid is the most reasonable person? Yeah, honestly. Maybe this child is the best character, actually. Wow. It really makes me feel better about my broken arm. She just won't give up. I was about to complain. You laid a hand on my hard cast. Only a little. I lied. Thanks to all the medicine, it didn't really hurt at all. Oh no. No, don't. Don't. A spell. Stop. Stop. Don't do it. Stop. Stop. You put her hands on my cast as if enveloping it and gently started rubbing it. I just stood there. I could feel the heat from her palms through the cast. As she lightly stroked my arm, you started whispering. Only a prince came to save me. Oh, my arm is broken. Chi-Chin Pooey Pooey. Remember 11 reference? I was gonna say, didn't they talk about Andromeda? I remember 11. Far beyond the Andromeda Nebula. Ha he. Nope. Nope. He. All of a sudden, I had a wild urge to laugh. It was something I never thought I'd hear come out of Yu's mouth. It tickled me incredibly. Yeah, looks like you completely fixed it. My irritation vanished. Really? Was that all it took?
そっかそっか。それはよかったよかった。
We decided to go back to the hall.
嬉しかったよ。
Huh?
世界迷宮をくぐり抜けて来てくれたでしょ。あとは姫君を救出するだけだね。王子様。
Just don't quit. Alright then, I guess I'm supposed to dispose of some evil dragon. Finally, I understood. Evil dragon that was holding you. It was Yu's past. And she needed to be saved. We need to give her our amnesia. Oh, here we go. See, look, this was what you told us before. I thought that maybe she was waiting for me. Suddenly, I noticed the tart, refreshing aroma tickling my nose. It mixed with the mildewy smell of the ruins. It was the scent of not yet ripened fruit. What does that mean? It wasn't you who told us before, it was Sarah. Oh. It was familiar. It smelled like the sun in spring. Oh, never mind, we'll come back to sit in the water. We decided to reorganize the information we had. We thought about the data we had on our parents. Sora's files had reported Yu's mother, Tanaka Yukie, as dying 15 years ago. Company Land had a chat log that indicated Yu's father, Tanaka Yoichi, dying 34 years ago. However, Yu's mom had told her that her father had gone missing 17 years ago. There were pictures and movies, but they could not be completely trusted as reliable. Yu had even said so herself. And what was most suspicious was the lady who Yu had always thought of as her mom. From what we could gather, the death of her parents, Yoichi and Yukie, were facts. What? I don't know why we're trusting this random shot log we found on the computer. Weren't we saying before that we might have been trapped out down here on purpose? Why is the thought that it could have been planted there not like a consideration that we're having? I guess because it was like hidden and we had to hack into Sora to get it, it would be kind of far-fetched for them to plant it in there and be like, yeah, they'll definitely go through all this trouble. I don't know. That meant that her mother, the lady who called herself that, or the lady who called herself that, could have been lying all along. Based on all of the information, we narrowed it down to the two most likely possibilities. 4. Yoichi had died 34 years ago and Yukie 15 years ago. Hey, I bet this is what happened. If it's true that your mom and dad died, then the person working at Limu, I mean the person that you thought was your mom up until now, but isn't your mom. A foster parent. Yeah. And your real dad could have died 34 years ago and your mom 15 years ago. So somebody that took pity on the orphan daughter took you in and raised you. I think that's very likely. Why? What do you mean? It could have been a IVF baby.
私が生まれたのは今から18年前。正確に言うと今から19年前の9月22日。どう考えても20年前の12月前後ぐらいまでは生きててもらわなくちゃ困るの。
I figured that was an area I didn't really know much about, so I held my tongue. She was right, it did sound fishy. The question was how to fill in the missing years. No way. Nothing. I don't think this could ever happen, but... What if you were actually 33 years old? How baby work? That's how many endings were Remember 11? Artificial insemination? It could happen. Apparently we've got robot dogs. I think that with my skin I look like I could be in my 30s. Yes. No. You don't look it. We had terabyte discs in the year of our Lord 2011. We could do anything true.
私が仮に33歳だとしたら、実年齢との間に15年間の
Yeah,
ギャ
we
ップがあ
probably
るこ
got
とに
like
なる。
sent into the Matrix or whatever when everyone
そ
disappeared.
の空白の15年間は一体どこに消えた
I
っていう
don't
の？
know. Cryogenic chamber? No, this is the
私は
VLR.
少年みたいに記憶喪失になったこともないし、エイリアンに
What
誘拐され
Rip
たことも
Van
ないし、
Winkle?
彼を助ける竜宮城に行ったこともない。
You don't remember being abducted by aliens? Rip Van what?
12歳の時、実は27歳だったって？そんなことあるわけないでしょ。5歳の時に20歳だった？ますますありえない。私はこれまでの18年間と7ヶ月とちょっとの人生の中で一度たりとも15年間のギャップなんてものを体感したことはないの。
15-year gap. Listen, sorry to stop you, but let's get back on topic. You were just talking about Rip Van Winkle, right? So if you think Uchikoshi would just pull some kind of freezing device out, no, we would never do this.
それが？
And he falls asleep, and
あ？
Rip Van Winkle, he falls asleep, and when he returns home, I got it! This is probably what happened. Okay, I'm ready. What is it, child? What happened? Please enlighten me.
タイムスリップしたとは！なんてバカバカしいこと言い出さないよね。
Oh, well, we didn't even get to say it. But it would explain everything! Somewhere along the line, maybe when you were small, just before you can even remember, I bet you jumped 15 years into the future. You probably really born 33 years ago. That would make sense if Yoichi died 34 years... Oh, that would mean that if Yoichi died 34 years ago, it all makes sense.
たくも何回言わせれば気が済むのかな。タイムスリップなんて現象は絶対確実に起こりえないの。
Well, your alive mother being dead 15 years ago is also a physical impossibility, but here we are.
水が高いところから
Water flows downhill. Oh, we'll get the coffee thing again. But if you use a siphon, you can move water uphill.
違うの。そういうことじゃないの。あくまでもそれは例えであって。
But you know, the only one who experienced time travel, I did too. Nobody tell about Satoru's quantum teleportation device. My time travel was different. I think it's probably the reason that I get premonitions about things. I was trapped here in Limu
ど
before.
うしてそうやって断定口調で言えるのかな。そのみなぎるような自信はどっから出てくるわけ？仮によ、もしも君がタイムスリップしたとして、もう一人の少年は一体どこにいるっていうの？
Think about the other me. Life reading 7. I remembered on the night of May the 1st when the numbers for the life scan kept changing.
もう一人、このレミューに閉じ込められた数日間を君は繰り返してるんでしょ？だったらここには過去の少年くんもいるはずじゃない。
That's I know. Only my memory is going back through
記
time.
憶喪失なのに？
That's exactly why I've lost my memory. Normally, anything like a memory going back through time would defy common sense. True, but this time common sense is being defied. My brain couldn't deal with the situation and started to panic, so it tried to logically explain or deal with the situation. And so it erased all of my memories. Oh, okay.
あのね、熱弁振るってくれた後で悪いんだけどさ。
And when we said that the kid had the most reasonable character reactions.
そういうのは論理的な説明とは言わないの。
Is how it could still make sense.
それはただの病的な妄想。
Delusional! So the day ended without us finding any answers. The next morning, everyone slept in. It looked like... Wait, we're only on day 5? For some reason I thought we were like near the end the other day. Apparently not. Everybody slept in. It looked like everyone was pretty beat. When you and I saw each other, we both said good morning as if everything were normal. Seemed like she wanted to act as if things were the same as always in front of everybody else. I did my best to follow suit. Late start pushed our breakfast time back later than usual. Sora had put in a request, so we were going to have another picnic. I was confused why you asked if we could reach an ending. It felt like, I don't know, maybe it's because nothing happened in the last route until the ending. So I was like, oh, we must be close to the ending. No, I guess not. She really seemed to be enjoying them. We spread out the same Mew Mew blanket near the rest area. I went to check on the trap that we'd set just the night before while everyone was preparing, just in case we caught something. But just as I got to where we'd set it, I saw Takeshi breaking down the trap. Huh? You cleaning it up? Takeshi nodded silently, meaning that Takeshi's shoulders slumped and he let out a big sigh. He looked so pathetic. I couldn't say anything else. A bit harsh, but we finally got everything ready. Tsugumi appeared out of nowhere. She once again plopped herself down on the sheet and started munching away. I didn't know if Takeshi had matured overnight, but he held his tongue, though it was clear that he was in a sulky mood. Sara and Tsugumi didn't look at each other. It seemed like they were ignoring each other. Apparently they still weren't getting along. But everybody tried to make the best of it, eating, chatting, and having fun. I lost again! 16 losses in a row would make it 17, baby! Weird.
あっち向けって言われてホイホイ向いちゃってるでしょ。騙されやすい性格でござるな。
I'm not, I'm trying to win.
あっち向いてほい。
Dang it! Oh, 17 in a row.
君は記憶喪失中だから、ただでさえ物事の判断材料
Yeah,
が
we did just say that we traveled through time.
あまり目の前の事実にとらわれすぎないこと。もっと自分をしっかり持たないと。 知らず知らずのうちに間違った方向に進んじゃうからね。
I know.
まあ、それはそれとして、敗者へのペナルティだね。はい、サンド出して。
No, not my tuna sandwich. Silently, I held out my sandwich. She squeezed a ton of mustard onto my sandwich. The penalty was mustard, and my sandwich was already drenched in this stuff. My mouth felt like it was on fire before I even took a bite. Maybe thanks to that silly exchange, I was able to get through the whole thing without thinking about it too much. Suddenly, someone cut across my field of vision. It was Tsugumi. Tsugumi was walking toward Takeshi. She extended a hand. What's with the hand?
まさかお手かバカにすんな。
本当にバカね。おかわりということではないでしょうか。
Tsugumi nodded at Sora's extra explanation. She'd already wolfed down her first one.
いい度胸だな。こんな時しか顔を見せねえくせしておかわりまでねだるとは。まあよかろうて。
ないの？あるの？どっち？
We've got so many tuna sandwiches, bestie.
あるさ。こんなこともあろうかとつぐみ用にチューニングしたスペシャルタッタがな。
Special? I had a bad feeling about the whole thing.
ほれ食え。残さず食えよ。
Tsugumi took the sandwich without saying anything. Takeshi stared at Tsugumi as she took the wrap off the sandwich.
何？
いやあんまり美人だとついつい包装紙を取り去る姿にさえ見とれてしまうななんて。
Oh,
手
okay.
のつけようのないバカね。まあ、あと50回くらい死ねば治るかもしれないけど。
Oh, surely that's not foreshadowing. I thought Takeshi would get angry, but he was just grinning as he watched Tsugumi start in on the sandwich. That was the smoothest thing he ever said. Right about sandpaper level. Something was definitely not right there. I sucked in my breath and watched. Tsugumi bit into the sandwich. Munch. Chomp. Chew. The rest of that was not in the text box. Just feed her a rat sandwich? Takeshi laughed so hard he cried.
なんせマスタードにタバスコに
Oh,
七味
no.
に胡椒にセージ
So true.
にナツメグにシナモンにミントにカレー粉を混ぜ合わ
I was
せ
gonna say this kind of messed up.
それからさらにマヨネーズにケチャップに砂糖に塩に醤油にとんかつソースにビネガーにバニラエッセ
The
ン
whole
スに
thing could use a retranslation, but frankly, it's so much effort. There's so much dialogue, and so much of it does not matter. I would not, I would not force someone through the mental torture of retranslating all of this. Amazing to do this while someone might be starving in a few days. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
あと何だったっけ、忘れた。とにかく俺が見つけたありとあらゆる調味料とスパイス計34種をミックスした特製ソースで味付けしてあるんだからな。
ちょっとそれはいくらなんでもひどすぎるでしょ。そうだよ。
What do you mean so much is not important? For now, unless they start talking about the Euro quantum physics explanation for tuna sandwich, then I don't think that's gonna be happening anytime soon. That's going too far,
う
Takeshi.
るさい。食い物の恨みはマリアナ海溝よりも深いのだ。
ごめんなさい。すぐに吐き出してください。今すぐお水を。いえ、まずはお薬を。
Entire game script set up in your Google spreadsheet. Went through at the end. Identical lines, making sure it matched, and it drove me insane. A full retail is unholy. God, what a nightmare.
大丈夫だって。ちょっと腹壊すだけで死ぬわけじゃねえよ。
She'll be fine. Oh, she might get the runs, but she won't die. Thanks, Takeshi. It's not something you should do to a girl. Doing it to a guy is okay, though. I went to grab Takeshi with my left hand.
待って。平気だから。
Sugumi mumbled that, stopping us.
ゴークなんちゅうタフさだ。
全然平気。
とか言いつつも本当は死ぬほどまずいんだべ。いいんだぞ正直に言っても。
本当に平気よ。ピザの味するだけだから。
So true. What?
今なんておっしゃいました？
ピザ。
本当に本当に？
Sugumi nodded. I live for the voice line where Sugumi says, "Pizza."
ちょっと
pretty
俺
good.
貸せ。なわけねえだろ。
I don't like this sprite. Takeshi went to grab the sandwich, but Sugumi was too quick for him. Not only that, Takeshi caught his foot and fell to the floor. In that instant, Sugumi polished off the
ごちそう
sandwich.
さま。確かにスペシャルタツタだったわね。
So the event ended with Sugumi turning the tables on Takeshi, and then everyone clapped. I ended up cleaning the area afterwards. I separated the cans and sandwich wrappers and put them in garbage bags. Amazing. So you and Sarah helped. Oh. Takeshi said he was going to start getting ready for lunch and headed to the kiosk. Sarah said she had to do some maintenance on Lemmy and left for the control room. Gamers, we did it. So true, Ever17. Tsugumi disappeared to somewhere unknown. Something happened when I was picking up garbage. Oh, so true, what was it? Hello? Huh?
どうかしたの？
Nothing. Did someone just call out?
誰も呼んでないよ。
It's Ghost Coco. Really? Must be my imagination.
とかなんとか言っちゃって、本当はサボりたいだけなんでしょう。
I'm not. It's not that at all.
また例の幻聴？
Well,
お
like...
願いだからしっかりしてよね。
Gamers, we have schizophrenia.
疲れてんのはわかるんだけどさ。
We started picking up garbage again. We finally finished with the trash, folded the blanket, and we're done cleaning up.
さて、あとは軽く掃き掃除しておこうか。マヨ、お願いがあるんだけど、ほうきとちりとり持ってきてくれる？売店のところにあるはずだから。
Mayo, can you do me a
ラジャー
favor?
でござる。
Sarah set out for the kiosk. I was just thinking, this must be a nightmare for the people that clean this place. Collecting mental illness.
人にやらせたら大変だろうね。
Who does it?
でも
The ghost?
普段はレミの
Cleaning
制御した
robot?
清掃ロボが全自動で館内を掃除してたから。
There's a Roomba? Wow.
まあこの事故のおかげでそのロボットも今頃は
Oh well.
海水の中で錆び鉄になってるでしょうけど。
I'll bet.
しゃ、よいしょ。
Ghost Coco. What? I was hearing voices
考え
again.
てみればもうこのレミューそのものが巨大なスクラップみたいなもんよね。この後ここをどう始末するのやら。って何？どうしたの？もしかしてまた？はあ、もう君はいいから救護室にでも行って寝てなさい。
Probably called something. What the heck is that? So true. I love
これ
robot.
重症だわ。
You've got a serious condition or something. Clean and button. I was sure I heard something. That time, I was sure it wasn't my imagination. Oh, so true. It was like in the other room where she carved all the little guys. See, I really can hear someone talking.
この石像に傷を刻み込んでるの。
Stone statue. I looked around the 4 stone statues at the edge of the open area, and there, atop the pedestal of a stone statue, was a girl. She was standing next to the figure as if clinging to it. Oh, it's that girl. It was the girl who I had seen and who had then vanished on the first day. Look, you, right there. Look, over on that
石
statue.
像がどうかしたの？
Look, the stone statue, there's a girl there, see?
誰もいないよ。
Not there. Over there. Oh, forget it. I'll go call to it.
少年。
I sprinted towards the stone statue. What could that girl be doing up
それ
there?
は寂しかったから。それ
Lonesome.
にあのね、悔しいの。
Sad. What is she talking about?
よーし、次は。
Just then, the girl lost her balance, falling from her awkward place on the pedestal. Look out! I ran toward her. The water caught my feet. Caught on my feet and sprayed everywhere as I ran all out to where she was. Will I make it? Closed my eyes, mustered all of my power, and sprinted. Threw out my free left hand to where the girl would be falling to catch her. Didn't feel anything. Thought maybe I hadn't reached her in time. Scared, I opened my eyes. What? There was no one in my arms, or even nearby. Only the water sloshing about gently around
ちょっと
me.
大丈夫？かなり派手に転んだみたいだけど。
I looked above me. Of course, there was no one on the pedestal supporting the statue. Without saying anything, I got up and went behind the statue. There were scratches in the stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, this is the 6. They look like they're a bit deeply carved there by something hard and sharp. They're in the shape of people. Really simple looking, like stick people. At the end of each stick was a little round face. There were 6 in all. Looking closer, I saw that next to the people figures were 2 carvings of animals that I'd never seen. Pee-pee and little hamster. I looked up at the statue. The statue was pointing diagonally upwards to the east.
あれ？何やってるんですか？
Okay.
二人とも。それがね。
I ignored them and gently touched the carvings on the statue. Without thinking, I blurted out, "How's your step, okay?" The answer could have been my imagination that time. Anyway, after that, I decided to go to the infirmary and sleep. It wasn't that I was feeling ill. Simply that I wasn't getting enough sleep. I wanted some quality rest. So I slept so deeply that I didn't even dream. When I awoke, it was already around evening. There was a memo by the bed. We'll be in the conference room until dinner. Anyone wants some tuna sandwiches? This route has been very, low on the tuna sandwich scale, which is very upsetting, actually. If you wake up by then, please come along. I'm sorry for making you hang out with me the past couple of days. Oh. Can you make sure that you get enough rest? You. Judging by the signature, it seemed that you had left it. No, surely it was Sarah. She's just having a little joke. I got out of bed, stretched, and left the room. I started walking in the direction opposite the conference room. I decided to take a walk around the complex for fun. I got into I thought that I might make for a good change of pace to walk around the floor I hadn't spent much time on. That was my thinking. I rode down to the 3rd floor that was flooded with water. I wondered where I should go. I looked around thinking. It was then that it happened. The Somnium Files. I saw her again. Hey! I saw a small figure cutting across the corridor. I was sure of it. It was that girl. I chased after her. Her skirt shook back and forth as she walked farther and farther away. It was almost as if she was trying to get away from me. Hey, wait a minute. She might not have heard me. She didn't show any sign of stopping. I wondered what it was all about. The girl that kept appearing out of nowhere and then disappearing. The girl that didn't register on Lemmy's bioscan. No, she had registered once. But the more I thought about it, the stranger everything seemed. She only appeared in front of me and we hardly communicated. Well, I couldn't worry about it. I knew it wouldn't help. It was something that I could solve by asking her directly. She headed into the Cosmic Whale room. I followed in soon after it. We didn't really do much in this room before. We went in there once, and then, like, in 2 seconds, they're like, yeah, it flooded. We're like, oh, okay. I don't really care. We never really did anything. A massive whale floated like a majestic phantasm in the cosmic room. The girl was in the middle of the room. She was facing away from me, sitting and hugging her knees. I finally caught up. I approached her as I caught my breath. I heard singing. It sounded like phrases from a children's song. Sour, please. Oh. So true. I felt like I'd heard the lyrics somewhere before, and recently. I wondered if it was my missing memory that was making me feel that way. Go! Hey you! Her shoulders jumped with shock and she stopped singing. Hello. Slowly she turned her back to look at me. It was the girl after all. Why is Coco more relevant on the route where she like doesn't exist? So true. Why do you run away from me? Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter. It really did matter to me, but since I've finally been able to confront the girl, I felt a surge of relief. Well, why don't we go to where everyone else is? I held out my hand as I said that. Finally, she stood up and spoke. What? The girl just stared at my face. Let's go! She exists, she's right here, she's a ghost child. I took her hand and tugged it as I began to walk. Inside of my mind was churning, because of what she just said. Inside of me, it felt like another me was screaming. That was how I felt. I found another girl! I burst into the conference room as I shouted that. Of course, I was still leading the girl by the hand. Everyone turned to look at me at once.
もう一人って
誰のこと言ってんだ？
もしかしてその女の子のことですか？
Yeah, I found her in the cosmic whale room and brought her here. I found another girl. What's the matter with everyone? Why aren't you surprised?
もうしばらく休んでいた方がいいんじゃない？
What?
ねえねえ。
The girl was tugging at my sleeve. I turned to look at it. The girl that I brought back
いき
was...
なりこんなとこ連れてきてどうしたの？
Gasp! Sarah!
ん？
I look back at everyone. This isn't right, I swear. I saw her. We're walking hand in hand. It wasn't Sarah.
そうなんですか？松永さん。私は誰も見なかったよ。いきなり少年が私の手を掴んで。
He was just singing a little song and then we dragged her all the way here. What? Sarah, why are you lying?
はい？嘘ついてるのはそっちじゃん。何言っちゃってるわけ？
What? The girl was in the cosmic whale room. She was sitting down hugging her knees. She was singing some kind of phrases to a kid's
だ
song.
からそれは私です。
It'd be funny if they could see her. They're all gaslighting him. Yeah, that's what Sugumi was saying. She's like, don't listen to them. If you listen to them, you're all gonna die. And then we're listening. Sarah was red-faced and
そん
shouting.
な恥ずかしいことここで暴露しなくてもいいでしょ？
Jeez, what's with her? What's going on here? You groaned as she slapped her forehead with her
そう
hand.
ね。他のことは何も心配しなくていいからもう少し休んできたら晩ご飯だったら
Bring you some dinner later. Thanks, bestie.
本当にどうしちゃったのかねこの子は。
Thought about a lot of things as I plodded to the infirmary. Things leading to that point, things to come, the odd things going on, things I couldn't figure out, things I needed to find out, things I needed to decide. Everything I had been trying to avoid thinking about all rushed into my mind at once, making it a confused mess. I couldn't help thinking and worrying about things. About you. What if the man who had died 34 years ago wasn't Yu's father? Then who was a real father? Was the woman that died 15 years ago really Yu's mother? If not, then who was? About me. Why do I keep having premonitions of the future? What do you mean keep? I think it's happened like 2 times. What did it mean? And the second time it was just, oh, I got a bad feeling. And then something happened. Who was the girl? It happens to be all the time. I'm not a prophet. Why had I mistaken Sarah for her? Why had I even lost my memory in the first place? What happened to me in my past? What did Sugumi know about all of it? And why were we all trapped in Limu? Maybe you are? Don't say that. Was it just an accident? I'm gonna see ghost children. Every time Coco is not on screen, the main character should be asking, where's Coco? Was it just an accident or something else? A few hours later, the installation started to flood again. What? Oh, okay. Judah stuck from the partition to the cosmic whale was submerged. Not the whale. Casualties none. Flooding to other rooms none. Judds are spreading none. Sora's voice conveyed the situation over the intercom in a matter-of-fact tone. The cosmic whale room. I'd been there until just shortly before the flooding. But somehow it felt like some event that had taken place far, far away. I covered my head with the blanket, closed my eyes, and tried to sleep. I tried to search for the world I should be in, for the place I should return to, and for myself. The next thing I knew, I was standing there. The corridor I was in wasn't very popular. It was completely silent. It was narrow, dark, cold. Where is this? I wondered if I was really in Limu. Nothing looked familiar. It was like an unknown world. I just stood there in the middle of the foreign corridor. We all hate this corridor. No one ever knew that this was an undesirable corridor. Wait. I knew that space. For some reason it seemed familiar to me. Like an image that appeared and hid in the mist, not quite visible. Or like the moon peeking in between gaps in a thick night fog. It was a corridor that stretched on straight forward. It seemed to go on forever in both directions. I started walking without really thinking about it. I've been here before. When could that have been? It felt like something long ago, but at the same time like something recent. I couldn't remember when. I just kept walking to nowhere in particular. I have to go. Where was it that I felt I had to go? I didn't know why, but I felt like I had to go. Okay, we get it. That's why I'm walking. In a soundless world. Are you winning, son? No, I'm walking in a soundless world. It's the endless corridor from La Mulana. So true. Love La Mulana. A colorless world. A soundless world. A world that didn't exist anywhere. And then suddenly the scenery changed. Oh, I remember this. It has no sound. Don't worry about it. I found myself in a big room. It was big and white and quiet. Sounds like a hospital. That's what I thought. In the corner of the room were 3 capsule-like machines. Quarks in there, and as if they were calling out to me. I approached the capsules. Someone was in the capsules. Someone was sleeping in there. I reached out my right hand toward the capsule. My hand made contact. And that instant, without a sound, the lights went off. Huh? Startled, I tried to jump backwards. But my right hand was stuck to the capsule and I couldn't pull it back. I looked back at the capsule. Did I say hi to Paul? Or did I just say that I wasn't winning? So true. Hi, Paul. From the point where my hand was touching the capsule's lid, a blackish, sticky liquid began creeping out. No, it was more dark blue than black. Tief blau. The capsule continued to ooze, blackish blue and deep blue. I didn't know and couldn't imagine what was going on. That's right, someone's inside. I have to open this and save them. My body wouldn't move, it felt paralyzed. I stopped breathing and could only watch what was unfolding. Finally, that sticky blue liquid covered the entire capsule. But it didn't stop there, it kept going. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, as if it would swallow the whole room. It was like a living animal with a will of its own, reproducing itself. Sticky blue liquid began to crawl up my body, up my legs and my hands, inside my clothes and between my legs. Okay. I couldn't shake it off or scream. I could only watch. After covering my body, it forced my mouth open and started flowing inside. It invaded me through my ears, nose, and the pores of my skin. In my body, the blue traveled around, reaching my brain, lungs, and my heart. It began eating away at my brain, my organs, and my blood vessels. I hate it when things start eating my blood vessels. The blue liquid sucked my blood and started changing its color to black. It's the spooky face in the goo. Look at him. I see nothing. Oh, wait, no, so true. There is a weird face. So true. The blue liquid sucked my blood and started changing its color to black. I was changing into something that wasn't me. Ah! Assaulted by boundless fear and horrible despair, I howled a soundless scream. My eyes snapped open. Next thing I knew, I was on a bed. It smelled of disinfectant. I wondered where I was. I was drenched in sweat. My heart was pounding. I had a dull headache. I lifted up my torso and glanced around me. The room was dim, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. It was scenery that I knew. Oh yeah, I'm back in the infirmary. I finally realized that I was just having a dream. I got my breath back and thought back to the dream. Surely that was a dream? Yeah, just a dream. Let's see. What had seemed to so vivid only moments ago seemed to vanish from my mind like clouds covering the night sky. All that was left was an unknown fear, a slight headache, and a fragment of a dream. I gave up and looked around me. The area was enveloped in a faint darkness. It was not a blackout. Lights had been dimmed to make it easier to sleep. The proof seemed to be the light breathing that I could hear coming from the bed next to me. I thought it might be Sarah. Wide awake, I got out of bed. I suddenly noticed something. There was someone lying face down next to my bed asleep. I squinted to see who it might be. It was you! I thought that she was going to be sore for sure after sleeping in that position. To at least keep her from catching a cold, I went to cover her with a blanket. Just then. Hello. Hello. Oh, did I wake you up? You shouted as she stood up. Not good. I feel perfectly fine. It's not your fault. Saying that, you shrugged her shoulders. I'm done with the bed, so you can sleep here, you. I slept enough this afternoon. I'm not tired. You thought for a minute.
今夜も付き合わない？
What do you want to do at 1 in the morning? Sure. So we decide to hang out again that night in what seemed to be becoming a nightly ritual. Why are we here again? The Lemurian ruins. We climbed to the top of the roof on one of the buildings and gazed out over the scenery. Imagine doing things at 1 AM. Could never be me. I actually didn't know why we had decided to climb up on that particular night. We were just like, oh, we go into the ruins in this route, so just make them go there like every 5 minutes to get our money's worth. But if I was to take a stab at the reason, it's probably because Lemuria was so beautiful then. For a while, the two of us were silent, just enjoying the view. Kid and you were gonna beat Zerovis. Finally, I started the conversation. Let's get to the bottom of things. Let's get to the truth about your past. We've been trying to do that for the past like 3 days. It's not going well. We've learned no new information about your father and mother. That and the truth about my past. About my lost memories and my ability to see the future. Could we not ask Sora to get some more information for us? Or was that literally all that there was? And one more thing. The truth about all of our past. And why this accident happened. And why we're the only ones trapped here. Why we couldn't get out. I'm tired of dwelling on this. I mean it. Let's really figure things out tonight. You stared into the distance. Really? Oh, okay. Huh? Why? I wondered why we had come there. Were you the one that started talking to us about your past first? Oh, okay. Sure. Well, you can. But we can. Apparently. Me when I want to figure out mysteries, but then the romance music starts playing. Hate it when that happens. Bestie, I don't really know what you're saying to me. To me, it seemed to lose. To me, it seemed to lose your memory, like I had. Made everything pitch black. To lose your memory like I had everything pitch black. No, rather things became nothing. Sphere we could truly know is really tiny, like the one rotating around the big sphere. So true. We found it. We solved the mystery. Past and future, just let them be. I was left speechless. There was nothing I could be expected to say. She was no longer focused on reflecting on her past. She was different from me. I alone was intent on knowing everything. I believed that I had to know it, or else. But you was nothing like that. The dragon had left the damsel free. There was no longer any need to vanquish it. So true. I didn't know how much time had passed. Like an hour. There was nothing for us to do, so we just gave ourselves to the slowly passing time, even though there was no meaning in it. I didn't feel that there was any reason for being there. I've had enough of this! I stood up quickly. So should we get some sleep? What? What's
もう
wrong?
ちょっとだけ一緒にいたいかも。
Huh? But there's nothing for us to do, is there? That's what I was about to say, but you said...
君と一緒にいるとなんだか落ち着くの。
Just feel the Nakazawa, he's oozing out. I sat down here where I was. I sat down again where I was. I figured that even if it was nothing to me, it might mean something to her.
で、私が今何考えてるかわかる？
No, I shook my
当
head.
ててみて。
How am I supposed to
タイ
know?
ムスリップしたんでしょ？同じ出来事を経験したことがあるんでしょ？だったらこれから
She's
私
got
が何を
fine.
するのか
She
知ってる
got
は
us.
ずじゃない。
You don't believe in time travel, right? I gotta go to the supermarket. It's okay. Surely nothing important will happen. Have fun at the supermarket.
それとこれとは話が別。当ててみて。
You repeat yourself. You going to do something?
多分
Root double streams is gonna be a time? Yeah, I have it. In like 5 years, we'll play it. What are you going to do?
だから当ててみてって言ってるでしょ。わからないの？
I don't know.
そういう時はどうすればいいんだっけ？
What?
もう一つの目を使うのよ。
Silly me. Why did I think of that? My other eye. Third eye?
そう。
Super fun because the voice actor for one of the major characters is the same as Inopushi Keiko! Oh! So true!
真の知恵が湧き、万物を見通すことができる。
I don't know whether that is a positive thing to look forward to or something to dread. It depends on your perspective. But how?
教えてほしい。
Yeah, it's something that I'd hoped for. If I could harness that power, then my past
ま
memory.
ず、一つ目の目はどこにあるのか知ってる？
I cocked my head thinking.
ここよ。
Ah! As she spoke, used index finger approached my right eye. I closed it. Tip of used finger touched my eyelid. Bessie, do not touch my eye.
二つ目の目はここ。
Without giving me a second to think, you did the same thing to my left eye.
最後に
Uh-oh.
それはここに。
Uh-huh. I felt something soft touch my lips. Ah! Go away! Stop! I opened my eyes. My mind went completely blank. I couldn't think of anything. The third eye. Look at that tiny mouth. Oh. Oh. You got gigantic eyeballs that take up her entire face. And a minuscule little mouth. I found true wisdom. Had all things become visible to me? It was a lie! I felt more and more confused. The scene in front of me, the soft touch of skin, and the sweet smell that made my brain numb. Oh, that was all I could do to absorb those. That so-called third eye gave only the truth, warmth, confusion, and affection. That night passed as I etched pure, slow, and new memories into my mind. Oh, we're gonna die soon, at least it will be over. It's been forever since I played Root Double. I'm gonna be experiencing it all over again with you too. The only downside is it practically requires a guide to see everything, and not in an intentional way like Remember 11. You used to be stream banned. Wait, why? What happens? Now I'm afraid. A shame Sarah had to leave for this. Yeah, I know. She's really gonna be upset. Oh, I see what you mean. Not like banned by Twitch. I got you. Next morning. After breakfast, we all gathered in the conference room. I was gonna say, what did Yosh make me buy? More accurately, we gathered because Sora had called us together. Tsugumi also made a rare appearance.
皆さんにお集まりいただいたのは他でもありませ
Oh,
ん。
my blanket fell down. Oh well. Hey, bestie.
一刻も早くお知らせしなければならないことがあったのです。辛いでしょうが、
What's up?
現在の状況を正しく把握す
We
る必要があり
dying
ます。
soon.
取り乱さず、落ち着いて、心して聞いてください。
Sora paused for a second. Sora looked at all five of us in turn. You, Tsugumi, Sarah, Takeshi, and me. The conference room was silent. I could hear the sound of water coming faintly from somewhere. Was it water lapping in the hallways? Moments later, I couldn't hear it anymore. As if Sora was waiting for that cue, she slowly opened her
状
mouth.
況は芳しくありません。
It's not. I could have told you that. But not for the reasons that you're saying. Sora extended a hand and a holographic window appeared in the space in front of us. Felt like I hadn't seen her do that for a while.
今のところ、新たな浸水の兆候がはっきり現れている箇所はありません。昨夜のドリットシュトックのコスミッシャーバル浸水以来、際立った被害は出ていませんが。
Amazing. I only make my friends buy games that don't get them banned. Don't worry. Thanks, bestie. It's really
その
reassuring.
浸水によってレミューを支える支柱への負担は増大しました。フロア間の歪みは大きくなりつつあります。
I don't know if we're gonna do Ever17. I think it would be funny. But I don't know if it's worth the time investment just to date people about as tame as it gets. Nothing to fear. We'd love to see it. It's kinda cool for the expectations it sets for Ever17, but frankly it's not very good. Yeah. I feel like we got our weird date-y aspects out of the way in this game. Maybe we don't need to play Ever7. I'll just look it up on the wiki or something. This structural distortion between floors is
このまま
increasing.
いくと、レミューはやがて平行バランスを崩し、
Oh, it's gonna lose its equilibrium. We made the same. Is this a duplicate scene? Can I skip it?
そ
It
れでは
sure is.
一旦は解散としましょう。何か事実がつかめるまで各自自由に行動してください。ただし何かを発見した場合は即座にレミを通じて私に知らせるということで。
Thanks, alright.
ソラ、ちょっといい？あ、はい。小町さん、何でしょうか？
Tsugumi suddenly stood in front of Sora. The smile seemed just a little forced.
話があるの。二人で話したいんだけど。
Didn't this also happen in the other room? Yes. Those of us left stared at the hologram in the conference room and settled down to plotting a strategy to save ourselves. The four of us, you, Sarah, Takeshi, and I, gathered around the table. I'm putting all of my trust in this skip function, that it would not let me skip anything that I haven't read before. We viewed the facts as we knew them. There were two ways to get to the surface from Limu. One, use the elevator in the central area. Two, climb one of the complex's 12 sets of emergency stairs. Not totally rancid game. I feel like if you have to start the consideration with it's not a totally rancid game, it's not looking good. It's high on the boring scale. Yeah. I feel like... No, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Totally rancid is like Punchline, World's End Club. I don't know what any of this is. Maybe it's for the best. Even if we could get out of the elevator, we couldn't be certain that it would move. Still didn't know the cause of that either. The emergency stairs were also filled with water from the second floor, so they were impassable. Fake Uchikoshi fan? Uchikoshi worked on those too, so buckle up! Oh. There was only one method that could be used to remove the flood water. That was to use the high pressure fan to pump the complex full of high pressure gases and to purge it of seawater. At that moment, we weren't able to operate the fan from inside Limu. Unlike the elevators, we still had no idea why. We couldn't start it from the inside, and it could be started from the outside. All communication channels to the outside had been cut off, and swimming our way to freedom was out of the question. The water pressure and other problems made that suicidal. And if we couldn't find a way out on our own, then we'd have to rely on rescue efforts from outside. But that was something that we couldn't depend on. We hadn't been able to communicate with the outside for the 5 days since we've been trapped, and there were no signs that help was coming. So we knew that we had to exclude a miracle rescue from our options. No, from the beginning. We had reconciled ourselves with the facts of our situation long before. We figured that since there had been no contact or rescue, not even the slightest sign, maybe there was a reason why people couldn't get near Limu, because it's in... I don't know. I don't know where it is. It's in our fun little pocket dimension. Or maybe someone had intentionally sealed it in. So we came up with 3 steps we should focus on. A. Restoring communications with the outside. That was only relevant if people on the outside were willing to cooperate. B. Find another way to drain the water from the complex other than the high pressure fan. But according to Sora, there was no other way to do that. C. Find an escape route other than the elevator or emergency stairs, like maybe a submarine. According to Sora's information, there were no longer any left at Limu. She said that they had all been used during the evacuation on May the 1st. You have more than enough games to stream, we probably won't need to add Ever17 to the list for a while. That's true. Maybe after SMT. Shut up. Right after this. No, you know what? I'm not playing Devil Survivor anymore. We're going to play SMT4. Not actually. But soon, surely. Final conclusion. Current prognosis for escape. Hopeless. But there was one thing. Sugumi had said that there was an escape method that only she knew about. If it in fact did exist. Fellets! That was a way all 6 of us could escape. Artificial Dream in Arcadia. Then that would be our only hope.
結局のところ、俺たちには打つ手なしってことか。
I don't know what that is either.
つぐみと空の報告を待つしかないね。
It's time for Google. Hold on. Oh, it's a Toho game. So true. We'll just have to wait for the report from Tsugumi and Sora.
にしても、つぐみのやつ遅えな。
いくらなんでも遅すぎるよね。
It's not a Toho game, it's an SMT game. I typed in Artificial Dream in Arcadia and the thing that came up said Toho Artificial Dream in Arcadia. It's got a 10 out of 10 in Steam. From 533 reviews.
何かあったんでしょうかね。
Also is Toho. Hey, should I go see how things are going? It's pretty fun.
そうだな。よろしく頼む。
一人で大丈夫？
It's the place where Gary Tensei 3 and 4 and Apocalypse. I have no time for Toho. Yeah, fine, I'll just go take a peek. With that, I left the conference room. I headed down the corridor to the control room. With the situation the way it was, we weren't going to find a solution no matter how much we worried about it. That was clear. So we would have to take control of the situation. But how could we do that? We couldn't just rely on thinking. We need to act. The key to the first step down that path was in the hands of Tsugumi and Sora. That was what I believed. I arrived in front of the control room. You even get to dodge bullets? Think of the stream content when you fail to dodge bullets? Yeah, it'll be great when I'm stuck in the same place for like hours because I can't dodge the bullets. I pushed the intercom buzzer, but there was no answer. My only choice was to open the door. When I did, I heard Tsugumi. Oh, never mind, this is not the same scene as before. I heard Tsugumi shouting. Tsugumi and Sora were in the middle of an argument so intense that it seemed seems like the same to me. Was it just that one text box? No. Okay, they still gotta start going at it. Neither one would budge. They just glared at one another. It looked as though they'd been fighting for several minutes. The room was filled with tension. Dodging bullets is basically demon negotiations. I guess to be fair, I'm also bad at demon negotiations. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I could just do either. The content will be the same. The two glanced at me for only an instant before launching back into their argument.
ですから、先ほどから申し上げている通り、そのような場所など存在しないのです。ねえ、ソラ。お願いだから、他の連中を騙せて。私に嘘は通
Isn't
じ
she
ない。
like a free hologram now? Why is she still hiding the secret medical facility? I thought she loves us and wants to be one of us now. Wasn't that the whole point?
嘘ではありません。まだ勇気。
It was a bad scene. Something about the whole thing screamed danger. It wouldn't do to let the two go at it like that. Retraced my steps, hurrying to the conference room. Oh, we just left. Everyone! You've got I can't. I'm not a Felicia. Without waiting for the door to completely open, I bounded into the room. Felicia gaming, so true.
大変ってどういうこと？
Come on, we've got to go and stop it. I told them that as I struggled to get my breath back.
おい、ちゃんと説明してくれ。
何があったの？
Central control room. Sora and Sugumi. I found them fighting. I just couldn't watch, so I.
こんな時に。行こう、止めようよ。
ああ、早いとこ行くぞ。
We burst into the room. The room was full of sharp words and barbed looks. The atmosphere was tense. It left a bad taste in my mouth. Nothing had changed at all. Might be safer to say that things had gotten worse.
ドリッドシュトックの下にフロアはありません。降りることはできないんです。嘘。あなたは嘘をついている。私には分かっている。
Oh, how I know.
レミューにはさらに下の階があるって。うん。レミューとは別の施設。それがこの真下にあるの。ずーっと下の方にね。そうでしょ。その問いにはこうお答えするしかありません。そんな施設など存在しませんと。
Why say this, bestie? I thought we were
そんな
friends.
はずはないでしょ。じゃあ、あの部屋は何？あのヒンメルは一体何なのよ。
Himmel? I thought I'd heard. No, I had seen it before. The name of a room? Oh. Where have I seen it? But my memory was vague. I couldn't connect the name with any information in my brain.
いい？あなたは知らないだろうけど、あの扉は今日。
The door is.
おい、つぐみ。
Shut up, Takeshi! You ruined it! We were about to get a plot revelation. Suddenly, Takeshi got between them.
その話、俺にも聞かせてもらおうか。ここまで聞いちまったんだ。
Look down, no one wants to say
もう隠すこと
anything.
も何もないだろう。
Takeshi stared intently at Sugumi. Takeshi turned back to us.
なあ、悪いんだけど、ここは俺に任せてくれないか。
Huh?
何？そう、私たちは出て行けってこと？
ああ、
What the
大
heck?
人数であれこれ言い
Okay,
合
I
っても
guess we'll just leave.
収集がつかなくなるだけだろ。
Thanks, Takeshi.
だからここは俺と空とつぐみに
We weren't even arguing, we were just standing
しばら
here.
く3人だけに。
Okay, bye. Alright, let's leave this to Takeshi.
少年？なんでそんな重要な話し合いで私たちだけがのけ者にならなきゃいけないわけ？
I trust Takeshi, and Takeshi has trust in us. Takeshi has his own take on things. And I think we should go with what he thinks.
サンキュー少年。すまんな。
しょうがないな。じゃあ、
What
寺
else
野に
does?
あんたに任せるからね。
He's not done anything.
ああ、わかった。
We left the three of them in the control room. Why is it so cold in this room suddenly? Okay. It's the ghosts. They've come for me. Makes really good tuna sandwiches. Tried to poison Sugumi, but it didn't work. After that, we decided to take some action of our own. The estimated time until Limu's implosion was steadily approaching. We decided to run a visual check of the complex and see how everything was. Of course, Lemmy had already checked everything, so it was a meaningless action. But we felt that we had to do something. I took the foreboding music. I took the corridor near the Cosmic Whale Room, rather near what remained of it. Cosmic Whale Room was already filled with water. I feel like the whale is going to be like really important. There'll be a route where we look at the whale and then the whale opens its mouth and it's like a dimensional portal or something. Feels weird that they just make this big whale and it wouldn't do anything, and we go in the room for 2 seconds and then it floods. I wondered what the girl I'd seen around here was. Where had she gone? Gotta take us to the moon! True! Was the girl singing that Lonely Children song? It was Sarah. Did you not remember? Was she a ghost or something else? Just as I was thinking that. Ugh. Suddenly I was hit with a bout of dizziness. My vision contorted and I couldn't stand. I leaned against the wall and slowly crouched on the floor. I was unable to focus my mind. I felt cold. My joints were throbbing. Ow, ow. My stomach felt like it was contracting in on itself. I couldn't stand it and sprinted into the bathroom. I threw up everything in my stomach. It was a stew of half-digested chunks of tuna sandwich. Amazing. I looked at it indifferently and put my hand on my forehead. I wasn't feverish. I felt terrible. Anyway, I took that eye elevator up to the 2nd floor. I headed towards the infirmary, intending to get some medicine. Along the way, I saw Takeshi. He was leaning against a wall and muttering. Probably talking to himself, but I heard what he was saying. That lying woman! Lying woman? Seemed to be in a bad mood. Hey there, Takeshi, how did the negotiating go? How was the talk with Tsugumi and Sora? What do you mean? I think he couldn't dodge the bullets. So the escape route. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess it's not real. Oh, I see. I'd held out hope that he could pull us through. It was a bit of disappointment. Bye. Looking stiff, Takeshi headed off. I was left alone. Sarah and Sora were in the infirmary. It seemed the two of them were having a complicated discussion.
ここのネットワークを通じてライプリヒ本社のデータベースにも侵入できるんだね。ええ、理論上は可能です。しかし本社のデータベースはこことは比較にならないぐらいプロテクトは強固です。並大抵のことでは侵入どころか逆ハックされてしまうことでしょう。それに現在外部との通信は普通状態ですし。でもケーブルが断線してるわけじゃないんだよね。はい。だったら受信はできなくても送信はできてるかもしれないわけだ。その可能性はあります。そっか。だとしたら。
Back that hacks back.
ってあれ？
Hey.
少年、いつの間に入ってきたの？
I've been here for a bit.
あ、そうなの。全然気づかなかった。どうかなさったのですか？あまり顔色が優れないようですが。
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that escape route that Tsugumi was talking about. So she turned out to be wrong?
はい。どうやらそのようです。
I see.
そんなに落ち込まないでください。まだ望みを捨ててはいけません。
Well, did she provide an alternative explanation as to what the Himmel
朝
room
に
was?
申し上げたように、私もレミも最後まで全力で皆さんのために尽くしますから。
You are not doing that. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
ところで少年は何の用でここに？
Oh yeah, I came to get some medicine or some vitamin
あれ？
supplements.
少年も具合悪いとか？
Too? Huh? You too,
皆
Sarah?
さん、かなりお疲れのようですね。
We're all
無
dying
理もない
from
ことですけど。
blue illness.
ナッキ先輩もさっき来たんだよ。やっぱストレスかな。それとも
She affected us!
食事は竜田サンドだけだし。
All we've been eating is tuna sandwiches.
ああ、やだやだ。どれも肌の大敵ね。
Feeling a bit blue. As she complained, Sarah took a jar filled with tablets from the medicine shelf.
はい、どうぞ。
I guess you took the same ones. I gulped down the tablets that Sarah gave me. Did we not even check what they were? Where did you
更衣
go?
室。
Huh? Why? Is she gonna
うん
change?。
よくわかんないけどね。
At that point, Sugumi came into the room, but both Sarah and Sora's expressions tensed. You too, Sugumi?
Huh?
It's weird, but everyone seems to be feeling ill today. So I thought that you might be feeling bad too.
私は違うわ。私はただ様子を見に来ただけ。
Oh, okay.
妙といえば、彼、頭おかしくなったんじゃないの？
That guy. There's only two
も
guys.
しかしてたけしのこと？
Sugumi nodded.
かなり挙動不審だったわよ。目を血走らせながら避難用通路に入っていったけど、なんだか鼻息も荒かったわね。
He's probably fine. Huh? He seemed in a bad mood. Was he that out of
元
it?
からそうだったけど、頭をやられちゃったのかもね。ん？鼻息が荒い？まさかとは思うけど。倉成さんでしたら、ちょっと待ってくださいね。今ちょうど更衣室の上の通路に。ねえ、ちょっと様子見に行った方がよくない？
I think you're right. Sarah and I hurried out of the room.
皆さん、更衣室の中には。
How did he get in there? The two of us sprinted into the changing room. We arrived in front of it. There we heard you give an ear-splitting scream. Please stop screaming. I didn't believe it. It couldn't be. Damn, that Takeshi. The door was shut. We thought it might be locked from the inside. I knew it wouldn't work, but I was going to try and kick open the door. Things are happening. But Sarah stopped me. Sarah went to work on the keypad next to the door. Seeing that she had a code for emergencies like that, the door opened up and I immediately burst into the room. Hey, Takeshi! Eh? You was alone in the room. She'd already finished changing. What?
いきなし入ってくんな、このアホンだら。
Whack. The magazine you had thrown at me hit me full on in the face. I felt a piercing pain in my nose.
先輩、
It's
いい
okay.
ですか？
Don't worry about it. The happy music's playing again.
え？何のこと？だってたけしが倉成がどうしたって？
Because she wasn't anywhere in the room. Come to mention it, there were no emergency exits in the room at all. There was no way for him to enter in from an emergency corridor. What about that scream just a minute ago? What was that? My nose as I said that.
あれ、
You took the collar of her jacket and showed it to
ほ
us.
ら見てよ、あのコーヒーの汚れ、染みついちゃ
Wow.
ったの。
How awful. There did seem to be a little black stain.
それだけ？
You screamed because of that?
うん、そうだよ。だってこの服お気に入りだったんだも
You
ん。
were gonna die tomorrow. Don't just freak out like that. If you're done changing, why'd you throw that at me?
何言ってんの？女の子が着替えてるかもしれない部屋に無断で入る方が悪いんだよ。
I looked again at the magazine you had thrown at me. On the cover of the magazine was a glossy picture of a screw and a screwdriver. It was a copy of Monthly Toolbox magazine. Amazing. What is something like that doing in the girls' changing room? So true. Girls would never buy Monthly Toolbox magazine. Something red dripped on the floor. I had a nosebleed.
やだ、何鼻血なんて出してんのよ。
Ah yes, surely it is a normal nosebleed.
正真正銘の新生純情少年くん。
Talk about ironic. It's because you threw this magazine at me. I plugged my nose with tissues handed to me by Sarah as I fumbled for an explanation.
そのネジを見て。いやー、そんなの嫌すぎる。
Please stop talking. That's not it.
ああ、それにしても心配して損した。
We're just forgetting about Takeshi?
まあいいや。
I guess he doesn't matter. That's valid. With that, Sarah left the room. What, are you leaving?
私用
I
事あ
got
るからさ。
things to do. Things?
いろいろとね。生産しとかなきゃいけないことが残ってるの。
thought that I detected a gleam of determination in Sarah's eyes. That's not the vibes that I'm getting. I'm getting, like, depressed. But, okay, sure, so
あと
true.
よろしく
She looks so determined. So I'll leave the rest to you. Sarah waved to me as she left. But an instant later, she had poked her face back in the room.
そうそうお二人とも
Bessie, now's not the time! What is it?
ごゆっくり
That time she didn't come back. Oh, so true. The romantic music is playing again. You and I sat on the bench in the changing room, facing opposite directions. Finally, the two of us were alone. It was a situation I'd been trying to avoid. I fidgeted as I thought of the touch of her lips the day before. Get me out of here. I should have done any other route. I wondered why we had stayed there. It's because you didn't try to go anywhere. With what Sarah had said, I couldn't just say see you and leave. If I did that, she'd be able to tell that I was still hung up on the day before. Sarah was complaining to me before that there wasn't any good romance, and now she's missing all of it. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. I tried not to think about it. But the more I tried not to think about it, the more I did. The part of me that knew all of that pretended I was unaware of it, while acting like I was, but that just led me to actually being aware of it. So I tried to pretend not to think about it as I was pretending to think about it. Tried to pretend not to think about it as I was pretending to think about it. Huh? I realized it was all meaningless. The more I thought about it, the more confused I got. I sat down next to you and stared at the ceiling. Wow, so romantic. Oh, that's right. The silence is bad. I better break it somehow. I thought I'd try to say something and calm myself down. Those clothes really suit you.
Huh?
No, I mean, why did you change? Unfortunately, my mind was still in a state of confusion and wouldn't follow orders.
そうねいわゆる一つの
Oh,
決意表明かな
okay. Huh?
着替えた理由聞いたのは君でしょ
Yeah.
デミューのユニフォームを脱ぎ捨てて私の日常に即した服
Wow.
を身につける
So profound.
デミューでの私さよならって意味と私は何が何でもここを脱出して普段の生活に戻るのそういう決意表明
So that's why. At that rate, I figured the conversation was sure to fizzle out. It's already fizzled out, bestie. There's nothing left. I need to talk about... Oh god. I don't want to talk about any of these things. Which one's more romantic? Talk about Lemuria. That's where we had a romantic moment. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to ask you about Lemuria.
レムリア
Yeah, I mean, I've been there with you several times, but every time I go there, I feel like I've traveled back through time. Shut up about the time travel! This isn't the time! Oh.
タイムスリップしたんでしょ同じ出来事を経験したことがあるんでしょだったらこれから私が何をするのか
Should have
知
talked
ってる
about
はずじゃない
the third eye or something. Suddenly I remembered and vividly relived the feeling of our lips touching the nights before. I was sorely regretting that I had brought up that topic.
そういえばさ
Yeah?
第三視点って概念の本当の意味教えてなかったよね
Okay, what is it? No. You always say I'll tell you the next
そう
time.
だったねよしいい機会だからお姉さんが手取り足取り教えてあげよ
Ready?
う
Really? Well, you can skip the boring stuff. You stood up and turned to face me.
5本
Okay.
ではナッキュ先生の第三視点講座を始めるとします
Professor Naku's seminar. I clapped for her half-heartedly.
当たり前の話だけど人間は2つの視点を持ってるよね
Yes.
1つは右目もう1つは左目
Yeah, and we got our lip eye too, apparently, according to you. You winked with one eye and then the other.
この2つの視点によって人間は立体を認識することができるの。
Yeah.
もしも仮に片方の視力を失ってしまったとしたら不可能とまでは言い切れないけど立体を認識することは極めて困難になる。
I feel like I have a pretty decent sense of the world, its depths and dimensions. But go off.
ちょっと片目をつぶってみて。
Oh, I just did! I closed my right eye as she said, so true, I really did do
そ
that.
うして見える世界は基本的には平面としての情報だけによって構成されてるでしょ。
So
も
true.
ちろん焦点、ピントを合わせたり眼球を動かしたりするこ
It's
とに
not a
よって
very
立体
comfortable
の立体感を把握することができないわけじゃないけど
comfortable position to be in, but I'll do it for you.
でも両目を使ってる時に比べれば立体としての認識度っていう
Yeah,
の
my
は
dimensional awareness
そう
is
いう
really
のは
lacking right
著し
now.
く低下してるはず。言ってることわ
Can
か
I
る？
open my eye yet, please? Yeah, I get it.
じゃあ余分なことは抜きにして言うけどつまりこういうこと。
I'm opening it, I don't care.
人間が片方の目だけで入手できる情報は平面二次元としての情報だけなのである。
Okay.
要するに写真と同じなのよ。一枚の風景写真を見たとき手前に林があって奥に湖があってそのまたずっと向こうに山脈があって
So true.
というような遠近感を確かに知覚することはできる。でもその写真はあくまでも二次元じゃない？
Yeah.
平面上に現像しただけだよね。というわけで
Oh.
写真というのは3次元の映像を二次元的に再現したものだってことが分かってもらえたと思うんだけど
Okay.
まだわからない？
No, I get it. Don't explain it again. I don't get it and my left eye is tired.
しょうがないな。
Was I supposed to still have my eye closed this whole time?
じ
Too
ゃあ
bad.
今度は左目を閉じて。
Christ's sake.
こら両目つぶってどうすんのよ。
Oh, so true. He's so funny. I held the eyelid of my left eye shut with my left hand as I opened my right eye. So true, actually.
そうそう。そしたらちょっと軽く実験でもしてみようか。
What's the experiment? Experiment. Nodding, you took a marker out of her pocket. She took the cap off and handed the marker to me. So what do I
私
do?
が持ってるこのキャップにサインペンをはめてみて。
I did it! You turned the cap sideways and held it in front of me. Oh, I can't really do that. Oh. Oh. I've recreated the experiment by balancing it on top of my water bottle. Okay, I'm ready. So you want me to put the tip of this? Oh god. Oh, I didn't know what you were saying. I said thank you for pausing on this text box. I wasn't looking. I just saw her with a stupid little pen lid. So you want me to put the tip of this in that hole of yours?
早く入れて。
Hurry up. I did it. You want me to put it in? Stop! I took the shiny black pen and lifted it towards the little cap that you held, trying to put it in. Oh, that's weird. I can't find the hole. The slightly slippery tip wouldn't slip into the... What is going on? I'm not closing my eyes anymore. I'm not doing what Uchukoshi tells me to do. Get me out of this horrible place. I tried again and again, but it wouldn't go where you wanted it to go. It should be easier than this. Well, what do you expect me to do? It's my first time doing this. Why? Why did they do this? Isn't he like 15? Did you say? Sorry. Here. Click. I got it. Finally, it's in. I don't know, I did it like immediately. I've learned so much. Thank you, you. So,
一つの視点から得られる情報は平面二次元的な情報だけ。
it's not that hard to say that your depth perception is bad with only one eye open. There we go, I've said it and that would have fit into just one text box.
立体三次元的な情報を獲得するためにはその視点が最低でも2つ以上は必要なの。つまり右目と左目この2つの視点を使わない限り
We wouldn't have gotten the pen scene.
3次元を認
Think
識することはで
maybe
きないの
that wouldn't have been so bad.
まだわからないかな。
I see what you're saying, but what does this have to do with the third
どん
eye?
な関係も何もないって。
It doesn't have anything to do with it.
もうほとんど説明し尽くしちゃってるんだから。
I guess what she's trying to say is that there's a lot that exists that we cannot, that exists there, and we look at it, but we cannot perceive it properly because we don't have 3 eyes. Thank you, you.
だったら逆にこっちから質問するけど、一つの視点から得られる情報は
You said the 2-dimensional information,
次
right?
に二つの視点から得られる情報は
I think you said 3-dimensional information.
三つの視点から得られる情報は
4-dimensional information, maybe? The 4th dimension! You nodded slowly, listening to me. So the 4th dimension was... Wait, what was the dimension anyway? You took a notebook out of a locker and started illustrating her points with diagrams using the familiar pen. Oh no, not this again. 0-dimensional, a world made of points. With 0 dimensions, there is no mass or area. It is depicted using... Is it the same explanation? No. It is depicted using coordinates. Or we might call it nothingness, or even 0. 1-dimensional, this is an extension of the point. It is a straight line. In other words, a cross-section of a straight line is a point. This is depicted by one concept, length. 2-dimensional, this is an extension of a straight line. It is a flat world. In other words, a cross-section of a plane or a flat world is a straight line. This is depicted using 2 concepts, length and width. 3-dimensional, this is an extension of the flat world. It is a 3-dimensional world. In other words, a cross-section of that solid world is a plane or a flat surface. It is depicted using 3 concepts, length, width, and height. But this isn't the most precise way of putting it. But you can think of 3 dimensions as an area in space compared to those of length, width, and height. By depicting length, width, and height on the X, Y, and Z axes, one axis adds a vertical element to the other 2. Thank you for the explanation. And... oh, the 4th dimension adds a T-axis or time to these 3. And because 4 dimensions is no longer just space, it is called space-time. One of the X, Y, Z, and T axes adds a vertical element crossing perpendicularly to the other 3. When are we dealing with the axis? 4-dimensional is an extension of 3 dimensions, a world of space and time. In other words, a cross-section of space-time is 3-dimensional. 4 dimensions are depicted using 4 concepts, length, width, height, and time. So Basically, if you're able to gain the third eye, then you have enough information to experience 4 dimensions.
空間プラス時間。私たちが2つの眼球を使って目の前の広がった空間の映像を一瞬にして理
Wait
解
to
できるよう
get
に。
4 eyes. So with 3 perspectives, we can also be aware of the cross-cutting element of time.
そういうことである。
You put the cap on the pen. I feel like I kinda understand. I'm glad you do.
何が？
Tilting the P-axis. My premonitions. I didn't travel through time.
第三視点を獲得したんだわ。だから未来のことがわかるんだわ。なんてバカバカしいこと言い出さないよね。
So true. Tell kid to shut up. You don't think so?
だって全然説得力ないもん。どうして少年はいきなり第三視点を開眼することになったの？その理由は？方法は？
No, just for fun. I'll bet. If I get my memory back, then
ま
I'll...
たすぐそうやって記憶喪失のせいにするっていうかさ、そもそもその記憶喪失の原因を探ってるんじゃなかったの？記憶喪失と第三視点とにどんな関係があるわけ？それから少年が見たって言ってたあの幻の女の子のことは？
Where's Ghost Pee-Pee?
まったくもう短絡的
Naive,
っていう
stupid,
か
and childish?
浅はかっていうか
What's your problem?
幼稚っていうか、その話はやめて。もう過去のことは考えたくないの。昨日そう言ったじゃない。
But you like things the way they are? You don't care if you never find out who your mom and dad were for the rest of your life?
やめて。
You would cover both of her ears in denial. I want you to know about my past. I still hope to find it out. But I don't have the memory or any clue to go by, so... You have your memory, right? So that means you have something that I don't have. You have a clue. And more than that, you were able to get information from Lemmy. Very limited. So how come you still don't want to think about it? I thought you came to Limu because you wanted to find out the truth. Why do you change your mind? Did something make you change? Maybe it's like this horrible and traumatic situation that we're in. Why are you denying your past? Isn't that the same thing as denying yourself? With your own 2 eyes. Why don't you try and face the truth directly? We are in the changing room. You! I grabbed Yu's arms and pulled them away from her ears. Answer me! Why? Why do you want to give up when you're almost there? Why throw away everything that you've worked so hard for? I shouted at her, because I couldn't believe what she was doing. It was something that she would be hard-pressed to find in her wildest dreams. And just as she was about to attain it, she'd suddenly changed her mind. I was nowhere near reaching my dream, but Yu's was almost within her reach. I felt terribly, terribly disappointed. I don't get it. What you've longed to know is right in front of you, and I was so jealous and so happy for you. Why?
怖くなったの。
Huh?
真実を知るのが怖くなったのよ。
I can't believe
考
this.
えてみてよ。今まで正しいと信じてたものが全部嘘だって分かったのよ。全部作り物だったのよ。ねえ、こんなことってある？それって普通のことなの？私には信じられない。もう何もかもが信じられない。知らなかったの。真実がこんなにも苦しいものだったなんて。
I mean, I feel like this is a very normal reaction. And I don't know why we've been bullying her for it. You put her hand on her
痛い
chest.
の。心が痛いの。真実に近づくたび心がツタツタに傷ついていくの。私にはもう耐えられないんだよ。
Many ellipses.
知りたくない。本当のことなんて聞きたくない。
Whoa! A sudden sound and shaking made us look up. The next instant, warning alarms started shrieking. All around me, the squeal of straining metal echoed from the structure. The shaking continued on. Shut up! Stop! What?
まさか
Could implosion already have started? It was 5:45 p.m. The estimated time of implosion was 4:30 AM on May the 7th. But given the 12-hour margin of error, I thought it could very well be the implosion. We burst out of the room. The corridor was flooded and the water level was rising. Stunned by how high the water already was. Okay, I guess the implosion ended. In a little while, the alarm ceased. Like the flooding had been stopped just in time. Looks like it's under control. I wonder if everybody's alright. Hey Bessie, but there was no response. It's no good. I bet the sensors are out of whack. Yeah. Put our argument aside for the moment and concentrating on handling the situation at hand. You and I headed down to the 3rd floor. You sprinted down the stairs. Even though we were in the middle of a crisis, I couldn't get my mind off of what we were talking about. The mystery surrounding Yu's parents, and my inexplicable premonitions. I just had a feeling that those two things were somehow connected to the third eye. Why? Why can't I shake this feeling? I reached the 3rd floor. Hey you. I was just thinking. I was thinking that the thing about your parents and the stuff that's been happening to me might have something in common. I get the feeling that the third eye ties them together somehow. Best, you were dying! Shut up about your premonitions! It is! But you said that your mom said the third eye. You stopped mid-sentence. Suddenly, she lifted her head and started running. I hurriedly went after it. It imploded. Sora wasn't inside. I looked at the life reading numbers. Not being human, Sora wouldn't register in the bioscan, so the number 5 matched with the number of us that we knew to be stuck in Limu. In other words, everyone was alive. What do you mean? You said 6 before. Who's the 6th person? If the 6th person is Ghost Child, who was the 7th person? Is this normal? Nobody cares? You sat in the chair and typed on the keyboard calling up the login page for the database. Incidentally, Sora had removed the login restriction that kept us from accessing it before. What? Well, it's a bit late now. You figured out the password mystery? You shook your head. What then? Oh. So true. I was gonna say the password thing that we figured out with my massive brain wasn't used for anything. But you couldn't get through with that before, right? See? Okay, you moved the cursor to the name column. It read Tanaka Yukie. Okay. Okay. Her name. You never saw a driver's... Oh, you never saw a driver's license or any document with your mom's name on it? Never. She never got any letters ever from anyone. Health letters, taxes, none. Not a single one. I see. Okay. I don't think that my parents are lying to me about their name, but I see lots of things with the names in it. Just in my daily life.
ダメ。見当もつかない。
Oh well. You put her arms down around her head and bowed it down. You put her arms around her head and bowed.
可
Oh,
能
so
性
true.
のある名前のパターンなんてあまりに膨大すぎる。
But you can narrow it down to a certain degree, right? Even if she was using a fake name, I bet you have something in common with a real one. Like the initials are the same or something.
その可能性は低いと思う。だってあの人はあくまで私のお母さん田中幸恵を語ってたわけであって、架空の女性 A をでっち上げてたわけじゃないの。だとしたなら2人の名前には何の共通性もないって考えるべきだよ。そもそも赤の他人だとしたら名字だって田中である必要すらないんだから。
Yeah, I guess you're
そ
right.
れにね、たとえ最初の一文字が同じ「ゆ」だと仮定しても、ゆい、ゆう、ゆか、ゆうき、ゆうこ、ゆうな、ゆうま、ゆうみ、ゆうり、ゆえ、ゆか、ゆかり、ゆき、ゆきこ、ゆきの、ゆきの。
So true, all my
ゆ
besties.
きみ、ゆさこ、ゆたか、ゆずき、ゆほ、ゆま、ゆみ、ゆみか、ゆみこ、ゆみな、ゆめこ、ゆめみ、ゆゆ、ゆり、ゆりや、ゆりか、ゆりこ。
Some of these aren't in the text box. I can't believe this.
とまあ、適当にあげただけでもこれだけあるのよ。可能性は低いけど、私みたいに風変わりな名前だってあるわけだし。
Bizarre name. That reminds me, you still haven't told me your full name. I remember you saying it was really
うん、
long.
そう。
It goes on
果て
forever.
しなく長い名前。だから、よく間違えられたりするんだよ。
No kidding?
知りたい？
Your full name?
そう。
Of course I do.
本当は恥ずかしい
It's
から、
kind of
あまり
embarrassing.
人には教えたくないんだけど。でも、少年だったらいいかな。お願いだから、絶対に笑わないでよ。
Okay, I will not be laughing. Sure.
よし、それでは教えて信じよう。私の本名は田中優美生秋かな。
It's not even that long, huh?
優しく美しく清らかな秋香る菜の花。
Gentle, beautiful, pure, autumn, fragrant, green blossom. Amazing. Tanaka Yubisei Yakikana.
どうしたの？あ、わかった。あまりにも変な名前だから呆れてるんでしょ。
It's not even that long. No, it's not exactly that. It's the Aki. So true. I'm also thinking about Aki. Aki. Kiko. Yubisei Akikana. What? Is that really it?
むっかー、信じてないんだな。本当だぞ。間違いなく本名なんだぞ。
It's not what I meant.
いいからちょっと来なさい。
What do you mean then? You took my hand and led me out of the control room. Right to the Lorian ruins. We're gonna die. This isn't the time. Listen, I don't think now is the time for
うる
this.
さい。いくら気に入らない名前だったとしても、これは私の名前なんだから。
Oh, we were trying to get in the
お
system.
母さんがつけてくれた名前なんだから、信じてもらわなきゃ困るの。
You stood in front of a door at the edge of the
こ
room.
こはオペレーター用の操作ルー
Is
ム
this
なの。
gonna be one of those things where it's like, if you're Japanese, it makes sense, but not really in English? You'd be like, that character also means this, and then that's the password. This is the room for the operators to run the theme
こ
park.
のアトラ
You
ク
are
ションの
Japanese.
照明の調整とか、空調の管理とか、
Persona 2.
内部の監視カメラのモニターとか、
Memory.
そういうのを行うための部屋なんだけど、間違ってお客さんが入らないように、このドアはあらかじめ登録されたスタッフ。
There's a secret door that you just never told us about?
ドアを開けるときには指紋と正門のチェックにパスしなくてはならない。
So what?
私もスタッフの一人だったわけだから、もちろんここに登録されてる。
Why did you tell them about the secret door until right before we were about to
つま
die?
り、私の正しい名前を言わなければドアは開かない。 さっき教えた名前が嘘ならドアは開かない。お分かり？
Yeah, I got
百
it.
聞は一見にしかずってことで。
Seems believing.
いい？よく見ててよ。
You put a hand on the panel next to the door. The panel had a lamp that was
田
shining
中
red.
優美生秋かな。
Beep. Responding to a voice, the lamp turned green and then door opened.
ね、これで信じてくれた？
Yeah. That I thought I had to believe her. We returned back to the control room. What a waste of time. The whole time Yu's name kept churning through my mind. Yubise Akikana. Akikana. Akihiko. The truth was a lie. The lie was true? What? My mind was confused with what might be true and what false. We played Danganronpa V3 recently. But I thought that if a name had Autumn or Aki in it, there might as well be one with Spring or Haru in it. So true. I love Given. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Sarah isn't here. Amazing. Gradually, I became convinced that it could be right. When we got back to the control room, we decided to review escape routes. But at that point, we really didn't expect to find anything new. Oh, what a horrible noise. What does that shout mean?
まさかこれ外部からの通信よ。
Surely. What? Suddenly the monitor displayed an image. It was a shaky video mixed with static. When the screen finally settled down, oh! It showed the face of a girl that I didn't recognize.
お母さん。
Plot! Was she Yu's mother?
違うんでしょ。
I mean, they look the same to me.
あなたは私の本当のお
She's
母
a
さんじゃ
clone?
ないんでしょ。ええ、そう。
Woman! We found the plot. It only took a lot of
私
hours.
はあなたの母親じゃない。
It's the same voice actress. She's a clone. She got split into.
ひどい。ひどいよ。どうして今まで黙ってたの？今はまだそれは言えないの。
She got split in two. And our Yu didn't have all the memories. No, she does have all the memories of the other Yu. And that's why everything happened so long ago. What's that clone? Don't worry
どう
about
した
it.
よ。今まで散々騙してきたくせに。
Maybe the twins and the other one has the Haru in it.
この子に及んでまだ隠し続けるつもり？
But one of the twins was born 15 years later because that's how twins
騙
work.
してきたんじゃないのよ。確かに私はあなたの母親とは言えないかもしれない。でもそれでもあなたはユウは私の本当の子供なのよ。 私がお腹を痛めてる
That makes sense. Yeah.
実の子供なの。
Who born of my body? So true. These split in half. Clones.
適当なこと言わないでよ。ごめんなさい。ユウ、あとはここに上がってきてから教えるわ。ここってどこにいるの？インゼルヌル。
Incel.
浮島の上にいます。何なの？
Is you the
どう
main
いうことなの？
character? For now.
あなたは一体
I don't think there really is a main character. To be honest. The woman vanished from the screen. Then a man appeared.
これから浮島上にある高圧力送風機を稼働させ
So you're playing as you. No. Playing as Kid. You're about to start operating the high pressure air intake fan? Oh! Well, that's good.
アウクトプラッツの非常階段とそれに接続された緊急避難用通路の海水を除去する。予想排水完了時刻は21時30分。今から3時間後だ。
I guess last time we were too busy dying from the horrible virus.
その後、水のなくなった通路を通り、非常階段を登って浮島へと達してもらいたい。それまでは各自その場で待機だ。
あなた誰なの？
すべては君たちが浮島に上がってきてから教えるつもりだ。 こうしてディスプレイに向かい合って話すような内容じゃないからね。だけどユウ、君に一つだけ分かってもらいたいことがあるんだ。お母さんは誰よりも君のことを愛してるよ。
What are you talking
どう
about?
かこのことだけは忘れないでほしい。
Can you give me more useful information? Eventually, the others straggled into the control room. Takeshi, Sara, Sugumi, and Sora. I told them about the message we just had. The others couldn't hide the surprise. Such sudden, unexpected good news. Some of them even thought it might be a trap. Of course, that was what I thought at first too. My skeptical mind wanted to ask, why now? It felt like a trick might still be being played on us, but we had no other choice but to go along with it. There were only a few hours left until Limu imploded. There were no other options left for us. We moved to the conference room and waited for the time that the water would be cleared. The 6 of us had said hardly anything. Everyone just stared off into space, waiting impatiently for time to pass. Yu slumped back in a chair and stared blankly at the ceiling. She looked like a puppet with its strings cut. The room was tense with anticipation. I couldn't handle it and decided to... I don't know, who do we want to talk to? I guess we might as well talk to Yu. That's been like the rest of the route. Hey, Yu? Hey, Yu!
何呼んだ
Yeah.
あのさ、悪いんだけど、
Oh. Alright then.
今、そっとしといてもらえる
Always knew she was your favorite? Yeah.
何か話せるような気分じゃ
definitely.
ないの。ごめん。ちょっと一人で考えたいことがあるから。
I understand. I'm sorry to bug you. I figured that it must have been a real shock for her to find out that the lady had been pretending to be her mother. It looked like all of our guesses had been right on target. Do I not get to talk to any of them? Okay, well, surely they had nothing important to say. Finally, the appointed time arrived. We climbed the second floor and stood at the emergency corridor. Then we began walking to the central court. Finally, we reached a dead end. The watertight door was shut because the area from there onward was filled with seawater. The door swung open. The water was gone. We continued heading toward the center through the dry corridor. Sara, Takeshi, and Sugumi... Oh, Sara, Takeshi, and Sugumi walked ahead. You, Sara, and I walked a few dozen meters behind them. It seemed like Takeshi had already reached the emergency stairs. Sara, Takeshi, and Sugumi disappeared up the stairs. But immediately after that... Oh no!
いけません。浸水が始まりました。第3区画、避難通路の隔壁が圧壊。前方51メートル先より水が押し寄せてきます。
Sound of rushing water could be heard in the distance. It's just the same thing from the start of the game, the start of the route.
ダメです。もう間に合い
They
ません。
got their money's worth. Oh, the music
早く
stopped.
引き返してください。
Oh no, it didn't stop. The door leading to the emergency stairs was swallowed by water. Dude, what are you doing? Run now! Okay. Now hang on. I grabbed Hugh's hand and doubled back. Oh well, the music ended again. We fled to the security office. You, Sara, and I were there. I guess everyone else drowned. It looked like the flooding had subsided. According to Sara, there were only a few dry areas left in the complex. A message came from
他の
outside.
3名は無事だ。
Oh no, they didn't
そっ
drown.
ちは大丈夫か。
Yeah, I think
さ
so.
っきの浸水だけは全くの誤算だった。
Idiot.
だが核液の強度を見誤ったとも思えない。原因が全くわからない。
What do you want us to do
ひと
now?
まずそこに待機していてくれ。すぐに対策を講じる。
Yeah, just use the fan again. Oh. Can you not just use the high pressure fan gas to get rid of the water again?
動かない。これも不明だ。
Well. Oh, what? I'm having trouble hearing you. I don't know, I read the text box perfectly well. Static had broken up part of the message and I hadn't caught it. Looked like another crisis had struck. From the speaker on the outside, oh, on their side, we heard a lot of hurried noise and a rush of air. Is that real? A ghost? Lickle? Blickwinkle? Blick. Winkle. Don't know what a winkle is. And then communications were cut off. Sora? With solemn look, Sora shook her head. Damn it, we were almost there. Why this? Why did this happen to us? Winkle? I punched the console. I don't get any of this. What is that? Blickwinkle! Hey Sora, what does this mean? Sora shook her head again. John Winkle? I sighed and sat down in a chair. You sat slumped in the chair next to me. I looked at the monitor. It displayed life readings for the complex. Which one of them isn't real? Maybe... I don't... Who escaped? It was Takeshi, Sugumi, and Sarah. Sarah's probably not real. Or Sugumi's not real because she's like... Playing this non-German was very funny. Because she's like an immortal person or whatever. She doesn't get a Lebenswichtige reaction. Life readings 3. Huh? Maybe you're not real? I've gotta be real, otherwise I would be one less person. 3? I wondered why. Only you, Sora, and I were left in Limu. Sora, this bioscan shouldn't pick her up. What is this? Is this broken? What does this mean, Sora? Oh, something is happening? Yeah, that's really helpful, thanks. Michael? Yes. Why are you expecting these games to make sense? It all makes sense, Paul. You just gotta open the third eye and see the fourth dimension, and then you'll understand. I stood up from the chair. Just then, my elbow bumped an empty can on the table. Kabang. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Oh, we're gonna play kick the can again? The can fell to the floor and rolled to the wall. I'll leave my third eye alone, thank you very much. Is the floor? The floor is tilting! Hey Sora, can you display the map of Limu? Something that has a cross-sectional display of the structure. Oh! A map of Limu reappeared on the monitor. Oh, not reappeared, it just appeared. Just like I thought. Limu was slanting. We closed one of our eyes and now we can only see a 2D picture. But the tilt of the complex didn't really mean anything. Thankfully, it didn't look like it was affecting our chances of survival. Hey you, what do you think we should do now? You? He was completely dazed. It didn't even look like my voice was reaching her brain. It seemed that the light of the world had been extinguished from her eyes. Daybreak, the date is changed to Sunday, May 7th, and also I'll be right back. I'll go to the bathroom real quick. Because I've been drinking too much water, and it's been 2.5 hours. I'll be back in a second. Hello. Thank you for leaving us with no music. No problem. It's to accurately portray the suspense of the situation. Ugh. The date has changed to Sunday, May the 7th. Since that time, we hadn't slept at all. I was starting to feel bad again. Felt like a headache, dizziness, nausea, and chills were seeping out from deep in the core of my body. I suffered from a wave of dull pain and extreme fatigue. I was only half conscious. Exhaustion had reached my limit. I tried to keep my energy from being sapped away. Surrounded by darkness and an endless fear, we'd fought our way so far, and there was no sign that things were going to get better. Communication lines with the outside were still down, and we'd yet to find a clue leading to possible escape. You remained distant and spacey. Our optimistic leader that helped us through the days of distress was nowhere to be seen. Someone had to save her, but who? Of course it was up to me. At that point, I was the only person who could help her. Besides,
約束?
yeah, I promise. The memory of that pledge remains stark in my mind. Sora?
はい、何でしょう?
Sorry to ask, but could you leave me alone with you for a second?
わかりました.
When we're done, I'll call you. I'm really sorry.
いいえ、お気になさらずとも良いのです。
Don't want this hologram to listen in on our conversation. It would be very embarrassing. Thanks. Sora vanished. All traces of her completely disappeared. Is the romantic music gonna come back? Sora, who had no dimensional limits, had removed herself from her field of vision. Then, before continuing, went to set the coffee machine to make some fresh coffee. You're drinking coffee, right? Ignoring a lack of response, I set it to prepare 2 cups. Then I sat down beside her. There he is. About your mother. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I think it's important to talk things over with her. We're trapped in this Limu. We're gonna drown. What do you mean? Do you think it's important? There may have been some reason why she did what she did. Look, she did say she'd explain everything once you're back on the floating island. So
分かったようなこと言わないでよ。もうあの人と話すようなことなんて何一つないの。どうでもいいの。もう何もかもどうでもよくなっちゃった。
look, we've still gotta find a way to escape this place somehow.
なぜ?
Because I made you a
どう
promise.
やって何か脱出する方法があるの?
Yes. Well, that's what I wanted to figure out. Listen, we have to survive. You, over these last 7 days, I've learned so much from you. In so many ways I can't even begin to count. But out of everything I've learned from you, the most important thing is how to live. You have to live life to the fullest. That's what you've taught me. I don't know how she taught us that. But so true. I want to put that lesson into practice. I want to live to the fullest, to the end. It was a heartfelt
ねえ
plea.
少年
Yeah?
生きることってなんだろうね。
Oh, this isn't Persona 3. Well, living means to learn and to know, I think. A child is born in innocence, gains knowledge through the years, only to forget it all when it is old, and dies. Over the previous 7 days, my life had been filled with things that I'd learned. From amnesia and emptiness, my life began. But looking back over the previous 7 days, there was one more thing. I also think that to live means to lose something. He said nothing ventured, nothing gained, but to gain something, you had to lose something. Like me losing the past by losing my memory. Even though I'd lost much, I'd also
知
gained.
ること
Okay.
失っていくことねえそれってつまり
Yep, that's what I
傷つい
said.
ていくってこと
Maybe. I don't know.
そう生きることが傷つくことだというのならもう十分もう十分すぎるほど傷ついたよ十分生きたんだよ
Oh, well.
だから
Wait a second. What are you trying to say, you? You're not saying that you want to die. Let me die! Ah! You can't be serious. What the hell's that all about? I can't believe you're saying that. It's not like you at all. I went to the U a little while ago. I was so ready to get out of here. What happened to that U? Come on, what gives? What came over you all of a sudden? Why do you think you were born anyway? She wasn't born. She was split in half. And then the two halves split into two halves. Became two people. And then she was sent off into the world. But like as a baby, because obviously when you split into a half a person, you're not like a full grown person yet. You're just like a baby. And then you got brought up by your person who was real. Or maybe you weren't split in half, maybe they just like chopped off a finger or something and then the finger became a baby. Just saying, it could happen.
やめて。
Question mark? Well, I feel like I made myself quite clear.
くだらないお説教ならもうやめて。
No, it's you who's talking stupid. All this selfish crap, as if your life belongs to only you.
そんなこと考えてない。考えてないけど。でも私は私を産んでくれたお母さんはもういないんだよ。
That other lady said she was your real
そん
mother.
なの嘘に決まってる。
How do you know?
それは今までもずっと騙されてきたから。
Don't you think that's a little pointless right now? I mean, you do understand, don't you? But until you hear her side of the story, you can't go jumping to conclusions. I think you should live the best life you can for all the people around you who care about you. For your mother, and for Sarah and Takeshi as well. And for me.
少年のため。
I said it before, but there's so much that I've learned from you. I'm so very grateful to you. Really. You're a friend, a guardian, a teacher. And I walked back to the coffee machine and poured 2 cups of coffee. You said earlier that you've already lived enough, right? I don't think it's enough. Because I think there's still stuff you need to
お
learn.
母さんのこと。
That's one thing, yes. By the way, how much sugar do you take?
私は
Not listening, I added 2 spoonfuls. I was thinking, don't you think sugar in coffee reminds you of something? No? You know, something that life depends on.
は
Do you have any idea?
わからないよ。
That's the second thing you don't know about. Makes you want to know, doesn't it?
少し悔しいかも。
What is he yapping about? Well, if you get out of here alive, I'll tell you what it is. I added milk and sugar and then carried the 2 cups over. There you go.
ありがとう。
You took the cup and silently sipped from it. How's it taste? Were my feelings finally getting across to her? Is this it? Is this what I've been
とっ
missing?
ても甘いね。
Just say random cryptic stuff and then that's it. She had a clear, gentle smile, like the sun shining just after a rain. Amazing. I called Sarah back into the room. All survivors remaining in the park were present. That's how all the women fall for you. You should try it. I can't wait. I'm gonna put it into practice right after the stream. 3 of us began to discuss new strategies. The walls of Limu would only hold 2 more hours at most. Our last possible escape route had just been shut off, filling with floodwater just a few hours earlier. All hope of communicating with the outside was gone. The situation had become so desperate that I could no longer expect you or Sora to find an escape route.
どうしたら。
You lifted the coffee cup to her lips as she spoke. The cup contained only black coffee. She'd refilled it herself. Wow, how romantic. Watching her drink, I went to take a sip from my cup but found it empty. To cool myself more, I walked back to the coffee machine. The machine was an interesting contraption with a lower chamber containing boiling water heated from an alcohol lamp. The water was siphoned. I don't care about the coffee machine, you talked about it so much. Siphoned up into the central pipe of the upper chamber by the pressure of the steam. Yeah, it's an analogy for time or whatever. Siphon. I got it! Sora, could you show me the cross-sectional diagram again? What's this perpendicular line coming straight down from the floating
非
island?
常階段です。
This area wasn't dry earlier?
昨日排水を行ったので 浸水が始まった時、自動的に非常階段の水密費が閉鎖されました。ですから排水が完了したこの非常階段には水が入り込まなかったのです。倉成さん、松永さん、小町さんの3名が助かったのも水密費が自動閉鎖されたからでしょう。
Great. How far is it from this room to the emergency stairwell?
約80メートルです。
About 270 feet. Really, 80 meters. Huh? I just want to confirm this, but if you were to climb those emergency stairs, you could escape up to the floating island, right?
はい。
And safety doors to the emergency stairwell can be opened manually.
可能です。 ちょっと待ってよ。一体何考えてんの少年。
What I'm saying is, to escape by going through the emergency stairwell, maybe
そうやって短絡的な発想をする。
stupid idea? We haven't even said it yet.
ここんとこよく見なさいよ。水色になってるでしょ。
So?
非常階段につながった通路は水没してるってこと。
Yeah, I know that.
まさか泳いでいくなんて言い出さないよね。
I think that's the first time I've ever heard you make a mistake. Everything else she said is 100% accurate. I wasn't gonna say that. There's no way I can swim 80 meters
じゃあ
underwater.
どうやって非常階段までたどり着くつもりなの？
Oh my lord. First, let's call the emergency stairwell that connects to the floating island Staircase A. Okay. Then let's call the Sector 4 emergency stairwell here Staircase B. Okay. And the emergency corridor connecting to Staircase A will be Corridor C.
それで？
The point is that we need to drain the water out of the corridor, right? Once that's done, we could just skip our way to Staircase A.
簡単に言っちゃってくれるけどさ、無理だと思うよ。
We can do it.
どうやって？第一、C 通路に溜まった大量の水を排水する場所がないじゃない。
But there is a place. The dry area in Sector 4.
君って本物のバカ？水は高いところから低いところに向かって流れるの。
Thanks.
これで3回目だからね、同じこと言うの。
Use the coffee machine. I know, I
じゃ
know.
あどうしてそんなバカなこと？それともバケツでも使って水をかき出すつもり？
Not scooping it out. It's the opposite.
は？
Going to release the floodwater from Sector 8.
一つ単純な質問してもいいですか？
Sure.
そんなことしたらこの警備室の周囲は全て海水に飲み込まれることになっちゃうと思うんですけど。
That's right.
ついにそんなところまで行っちゃったか。いいのよ、いいのよ少年。もう何も心配することはないの。大丈夫だから。私が守ってあげるから。よしよし、いい子いい子。
You started patting my head, snapped with anger. Alright then, I'll prove it to you. I dashed out of the room and ran to the warehouse. Found a bucket and a clear plastic hose and then drilled a hole in the bucket. Sticking the hose into the hole, I used duct tape to wrap and seal it. Bestie, we're going to drown in about less than 2 hours. We can't be doing DIY projects. And then I hunted up 2 more buckets. With the goods in hand, I returned to the security office.
何これ？
What have you done? It's something I threw together to test my
わ
idea.
かんないよ。これとそれがどう関係してくるわけ？
Listen, first, this bucket up here, the one with the hole stuck in it, it represents Sector 8 where we are, okay? Don't both of the buckets have the hole stuck in it? The bucket on the right, so true. Next, the hose part that's filled with water represents Corridor C leading to Staircase A. Finally, the bucket set down low represents the 4th block on the 3rd floor, and the empty hose part hanging down to it is Staircase B. Just to let you know, the bent hose part represents the connecting corridor joining up to Corridor C with Staircase B, okay?
そこまでは分かったけど、それで？
Before I show you, I want to make sure of one thing. If we drain the water filling the hose here, then we can move safely to the emergency stairs, right?
まあね。
Alright, let the draining begin! Remember what I said
確
earlier?
か 私たちのいる第8区画の浸水エリアを開放すると。
So let's release it. Next, I began to pour water into the top bucket from a second bucket which I had filled with water from the corridor. Glug, glug, glug. No time at all, the top bucket was full. Next, the water from the top bucket flowed down the hose, pushing the air out of the hose and flowing into the lower bucket. Before long, all the water was drained. Except for a negligible amount left in the hose, all the water from the top bucket drained completely to the lower bucket. Is this how physics works? That wouldn't surprise me, it's so true. And that's how it works. That's how a siphon works. Alright, let's prove it one more time by looking at the map. The walls of Staircase A, Staircase B, Corridor C, and the water area in Sector 4 are all intact without cracks or damage. We can assume that all these areas are protected from outside seawater. Isn't that right, Sora? Given that those areas don't have cracks or damage, what will happen if we simultaneously open all the watertight doors in the submerged area in Sector 8 of Spicer Stock? And then what next?
C 通路に溜まっていた水が第4区画のドライエリアに流れ込む。
And then what will
今の
happen?
実験を見た感じだと C 通路に溜まってた水も第8区画に溢れ出した水も全部第4区画に移動するみたいなことになるのかな。
Uchikoshi came up with this idea and designed all of Limu to make it work as part of the story. Amazing. I'll just believe him. Uchikoshi said this is how physics works. So true, Uchikoshi. Yep, that's the
で
plan.
もそんなにうまくいくと思う？
It's a hell of a lot better than nothing. I'm pretty sure it'll work. Is it happening? I guess it's working. And then, you ready to go? According to the color-coded map on the monitors, Vitastock Sector 8 and Corridor C had changed to green. Color green meant it was a dry area. Oh, so true, it worked. Meaning the drainage would work
扱い
perfectly.
集計時刻まであとわずかです。急いでください。
Yeah, we know.
ではどうかご無事で。
Huh? Oh, you sorry, you're not coming? She's not a real person!
ソラはね、レミューから離れることができないの。お忘れになりましたか？私は RSD、ホログラムなのですよ。私は皆さんと一緒には行けません。ですから、私はここでお見送りしようと思います。
Bye. Sora.
出会いがあれば、別れがあるもの
So
です。
true, life is not anything if you don't lose something or whatever
私が
you
浮
said.
島までついて行ったとしても、やっぱりそこで少年さんとはお別れしなければなりません。私の場合、他の皆さんとは違って、そのタイミングが少しだけ早く訪れただけなのです。
But
少年さんが誰かお友達の家に遊びに行った場合を考
visit
え
a
てみてくだ
friend's
さい。
house. So true, I'm always visiting my friend's
帰
houses.
る時になってそのお友達は見送りこそするでしょうが、一緒に少年さんの家までついてくるようなことはし
What
ま
a
せんよね。
weird analogy. Can you not think of anything
こ
better?
こは
They could leave if they wanted to.
レミューは私の家なのです。
Okay. We'll meet again, won't we?
私はここにいると同時にあそこにもいる。ここにいる私が消えたとしても、あそこにいる私は存在し続けるのです。
Don't talk about disappearing.
これはただの例え話です。私は必ず少年さんや田中さんと
Can't
再会
wait.
することになる
Really
でしょう。
excited to
そ
see
れも
you again.
近いうちに。
Do you promise? It's a promise then? You should just said.
約束です。
Looking over Sora's shoulder at the monitor, I could see the number of life readings displayed there. You and I opened the security office doors and exited into the corridor. Giving a wave to the smiling Sora as she saw us off, we climbed the stairs to the emergency corridor. We then walked down corridor C, which was no longer flooded. Hey, I was just thinking, but
何のこと？
surely Sora isn't planning to take responsibility for the accident by dying here.
バカね。
She's Yeah, she's gonna die. Don't be stupid. Sora doesn't plan to sacrifice herself.
私たちとは違うんだよ。
No way, Sora's not.
そうじゃなくってまあとにかく君が心配するようなことにはならないと思う。
Maybe I'm the problem for not getting attached to my hologram. This is why we needed to date her, so we could get attached. And then this, like, would have an impact. How can you be so sure? Oh, oops. What did you say? Maybe that's the way Lead Bleak programmed it.
これはね、マヨから
That's what I heard from Mayo, but
この間のクラッキングの時、
Mayo
マヨは
said
もう
she
一箇所
did
だけプログラムを書き換えたんだって。ソランが最も優先しなければならない項目として、マヨがあるものを書き加えたの。
What was that?
他の何よりも、ソラ自身を大切にすること。
Okay. At last, we arrived at the door leading to the emergency
さあ、
stairs.
開けるよ。
Okay. You put a hand on the door's
ほら、
handle.
回すの手伝ってよ。
No, I might turn it the wrong way and you might get impaled. Oh, right. Together we gripped the handle, and it was then that it happened! Slowly a low metallic sound. We sounded behind us. It's the can! I turned around quickly. Ah! At the end of the corridor stood the girl. Her eyes met mine. Then a name flashed in my mind, clear as a bell. Coco!
ここって、
Who's Coco? Turning on our heels, Coco ran off in the other direction. I turned to chase after her, but you grabbed my arm, holding me back. Come on, let go! There's still someone here. We can't just leave her
輪
here.
郭を見てるだけなのよ。しっかりして。
The walls began to creak and groan. Here and there, water began to leak in. Coco!
少年。
Tearing myself away from Yu's grasp, I ran after the girl. Yu came dashing after me. Through the voice alternator came Sora's
核
warning.
壁強度がすでに限界を超えています。早く戻ってください。
No way!
あとどれくらい持つの ?10 分から15分。ですが、今すぐに悪化してもおかしくない状況です。
For one instant, I saw the back of the girl. She continued to run down the corridor. With all my strength, I burst after her. The main building lights flickered and went out, and then were replaced by dim emergency lights. With the help of the pale lights, I kept up the chase. I bounded down the emergency staircase and burst into a normal corridor. I ran and ran with all my power. Oh. I ran to the end of the narrow corridor in front of a small door. It was there that I caught up to her. Hey bestie, she stood with her back to the door. I'd caught her. Come on, we're going together. The girl shook her head. Creeping forward, I pressed close to her. To my surprise! Huh? Whoa! After a moment, as if being absorbed into the door, the girl disappeared. Out of breath, you closed in on me. She's a ghost!
やっと追いついた。で、その少女
What about the girl or whatever? I stood there as if in a trance. Coming back to myself, I tried to open the door to Himmel, but the door wouldn't budge. Sora, open this door!
その扉は私の管轄外なのです。
I pounded on the door. Coco! On the surface of the walls, water began to
あ
gush
と
in.
5分です。それ以上はもう持ちません。緊急警報が発令されました。
Evacuate immediately.
ご来
It's
場
a
の
bit
お
late
客
for the
様
emergency warning,
およ
but
び館内の職員は悪解まであと5分
hey guys.
です。
It's gonna explode in 5 minutes. The announcement repeated itself in German and English. I'm glad it repeated itself in English. Damn it, open up, open this door! Boom, boom, boom. I struck with my fists. Open up!
お願いだからしっかりしてよ。しっかりして少年。
Ugh. Pounded fiercely against the door with my clenched fists. No matter how hard I tried, it was in vain. Is she just my imagination? If I keep this up, what's gonna happen to you? You would die if I didn't do something.
少年。
I'm so sorry, you. I strained to speak, squeezing out my words. Okay, let's go! I reached out my hand to you.
よ かった。
You gave my hand a squeeze back. One last time, I looked back at the door, and then turned and ran with all my might. We sprinted as hard as our legs would carry us, splashing through the water as it gushed like a waterfall. I ran with everything I had, Yu's hand gripped
圧
tightly in
壊
mine.
まであと3分です。
Bounding up the emergency stairs, we reached Vitastock. We ran hard down the emergency
圧
corridor.
壊まであと2分です。
We applied our strength together and pushed open the emergency stairwell door. Closing the door tightly, we then headed up the long set
圧
of
壊ま
stairs.
であと1分です。
In the distance, the sign read Ersterborden, the first floor. 17 meters left.
30秒20秒10 9 8 7
Ran toward the final door. Clink clank, clink clank. I love that Pokemon. The door wouldn't open.
5 4 3 2 1
Grrr, groan. Darkness was pierced by a ferocious sound. The roar of a dragon. Possibly the last agonizing cry before death. We dying? Only you are in the infinity loop? Oh. We didn't die on the floating island. The morning sun stained the sky, land, and ocean. It was the first time we'd laid eyes on the blue sky and bright sunlight in 7 days. In the distance, Sarah and Takeshi played together. It appeared as if they were pretending to sword fight with a couple of sticks. Apparently Takeshi had been routed by Sarah's sword. I gazed dreamily at the two as they played. Sugumi was nowhere to be seen. After the escape, she disappeared. As for you... She sat beside me, gazing at the morning sun, her eyes misted with tears. It's the first time to see the sun in 7 days. Long shadows from her figure and mine cast at length behind us. Yes, we successfully escaped from that abyssal labyrinth that was killing Watashi. I kept my promise, don't you think? I turned and asked
2
you.
つ目はね。
You kept her gaze on the rising sun as she answered. First one, to protect her. And the
コー
second,
ヒーに入れる砂糖に似てるもの。
oh, that.
生きるために必要なものに似てるって。
Uh-huh.
約束通り教えてよ。
Okay, let me ask you in that case, what are some things on which life depends?
水、空気、食料、家に。
Life depends on clothing?
金。
So true. Money? Oh god. Yeah, not wrong. Okay, what else? Well, I guess there's that too. Humans can't live forever in innocence though. To live comfortably, humans also need certain impurities. Things that are granted by knowledge. I guess you could compare those things with the milk you put in coffee. There's one more thing. Like sugar in coffee, we need one more thing.
それは何？
How does sugar taste?
甘い。
It's a wonderful taste, right? So humans can never live entirely alone. Wow. Still don't get it. People can only know sweetness when they join together. Amazing. Love. You I'm sorry. You then squeezed my right hand and I pulled her close to me. You buried her face in my chest. From Yu's long hair, I could smell her fragrance. Ah yes, her hair is so long. The fragrance of
とっ
sunlight.
ても甘いね。
The sun, my sun, which was clear and fresh, glowing with brilliance. Tinged with sweetness, the smell of spring enveloped us completely. What about a Fake mother, we're not gonna talk about that. Congrats, you did it. You dated a girl. Amazing. All I ever wanted. Oh. It was all I ever wanted it to be. What's happening? Oh. Oh no, I think those were always there. I was like, oh, there's a letter. But maybe the letters were always there, actually. Lebenswichtig Reaction 1! Live reading 1! Oh! Are we really not gonna talk to our fake mother? I guess that's for later. Amazing. Well, yeah, I guess we dated a girl. I don't know, like, what amazing plot revelations we came out with, to be honest. Why does Kid's voice actor he's not real? Oh, sorry, Kid. I guess because he didn't say anything in this room. Kotaro Uchikoshi, so true. Well, we got an ending. Lots of stuff happened, but I don't know if we really learned anything. What is this? This didn't happen in the ending? I think. The only thing that we gained was like the joy of true love or something. Maybe there'll be a post-credit scene. You chose one option that was like, no, I will stay here and not help you. Wait, was this not the real good ending? Is there another better one? This didn't happen in the ending either. No, that's why you would have seen that. Wait, what was I talking about? The fake mother? CG. Oh, so true, so true, so true. I don't want to see this one again. Get rid of it. Thank you. It was there for very long. It's always like kind of annoying when you get the good ending first, because that means you have to go back and get the bad ending, which will be significantly less satisfying. Not that I would say that I'm like amazingly satisfied by this one, but it will be even worse. Oh, the story's not over yet because only you are in the infinity loop. There was no post credits. Amazing! Do we get some more special? Do I get another screensaver? No. Albums? Oh, you? Amazing, we get to see all these amazing UCGs again. Like this one where she's dying. Oh. No, I don't want to save it. I was like, what happened? The menu came up by my other monitor. It was like, save in small size. Yeah, I want to post that everywhere. Oh, the clear list. Oh, see, look, it was the next one on there. Okay, so what does that in... What does that... Like... words? Hello? Ignore Sora? Imply, there we go. The words are hard. Does that mean there's only 4 Takeshi endings? Makes sense considering nothing happens on the route anyway. I doubt there were like 6 or 7 kid endings, so there must be like a couple of other weird ones, I would have to assume. There's not something we can get in the next like hour, right? I highly doubt it. We can try a thing. Oh, so true. I like trying things. What we doing? Where are we dropping? Oh, where are our shortcuts? Oh, so many things. Use a shortcut to get as far as possible into the U route and then skip to the end. What, just like do the same thing and then skip to the end? So true. Yes? Alright. Well, that doesn't take very long. Well, we're at the end. Is it gonna say 0 this time? 0. Maybe stuff after the credits? Go watch credits again. I don't know if I can skip the credits. I might be able to. Uh-huh. No, it still says 1. Oh. Why? Who would do this twice? If there wasn't a person in chat telling them to do it. 2 years later. So, uh-huh. Wow, this is great weather. You and I were riding on a boat. This infinitely deep blue ocean spread as far as we could see. A clear blue sky unfolded above us. There was a pair of seagulls flying overhead. You get this scene normally if you made enough correct decisions. Oh. The sea breeze whipped at us a little strongly, and you used her hand to hold her hair in check. She'd recently started to grow her hair out. Seemed like she was starting to look more like her. For some reason it also shows you the series you play the route after having cleared it the others before. Listen, you know what? I'm not gonna question it. I got the extra scene without having to do any work. So we'll have to see it. Also, she's still wearing this outfit. I guess she said it was like the start of her new life or whatever, wear a new outfit. That, and she seemed to have become a bit more easygoing and ladylike. It's alright, I guess. I'd somehow gotten into college and was in my first year. I think you'll love this scene. So far, I'm not loving it. Of course, I was going to a different school than you, so we never had a chance to meet on campus. You really want to know? You know, it might be better if you didn't ask. Still sure you want to know? Oh. Alright, I won't tell. But you just said you weren't gonna ask. This is too confusing. You know what? I'm not gonna try out my new amazing women attracting skill of saying cryptic messages. It doesn't seem worth it. She went changing her mind again. It can be really twisted sometimes. What are you talking about? If you were pure, then I'd be...
僕なんか何なのかな、新生純情少年くん。
Bessie, if we were gonna make this work, you gotta stop calling him kid. Hey, stop it. I've changed since then. But after that, I was reluctant to speak. I wondered if I was really different from the person I was at that time. I probably was. Since then, no inexplicable, mysterious things had happened to me. Couldn't predict things anymore. Got my memory back. Maybe I was the same. Maybe I was the same as ever. I knew that people learned, got hurt, and lost things, and that they changed as they lived life. But my basic nature hadn't changed. Some things had changed, some things never did. I was still me, but myself in the past was different. If I had to explain it, I might say that it was like me in another world. Maybe that was
そう
it.
だね。もうあの時の君じゃないかもね。
Me in another world.
だってこんなに背も伸びたしね。
So tall. She stood on her tiptoes and raised her hand over my head. I've grown a head taller over the previous 2 years.
さてと、それじゃあ聞かせてもらいましょうか。
What?
考古学を専攻した理由。
Alright, it's because I want to know myself
自
better.
分を知る。
Yes. To know more about myself at that time. At that time, I thought that it'd be best to major in archaeology, the same as you, to better understand the weird stuff that was happening to
ま
me.
さか君第三視点を研究するつもり？
Sure am. I told you. It's probably better that you don't ask.
君って子は相変わらずというか
You're in
なんという
archaeology?
か
So true, bestie.
やっぱり何も変わってないよ。
Neither of you. That reminds me, your clothes are same ones you wore then, right?
まあね。
It wasn't BRB emoji becoming dust. Hi, Sarah. You're here just in time. Oh yeah, you missed a lot. There were lots of romantic things were happening. And then Coco became a ghost. Yeah, you're right. There was a thin black stain on the hem of her jacket that had remained. It was a memorable stain. Kid and you kissed. Yeah. Coco became a ghost? Yeah. She faced through a wall or whatever. Our memory. Started to think as I gazed at the ocean. I thought about the time when I met you. About those unforgettable 7 days. Yeah, it was amazing. Disgusting? What do you mean? It was a nice and romantic moment. There's nothing weird about it at all. But I should talk about the things that happened after that. After that. For some time we just stood there enjoying the sunshine on the floating island. The sun looked extremely bright after a week without it. Its rays were warm. We're watching the epilogue. Yeah. At that moment, someone patted me on the shoulder. I turned back and there
おはよ
was...
うございます。
Oh. Hello? so
近
sorry.
いうちに必ず会えるって約束しましたよね。
But why are you
ご
here?
迷惑でした？
Yes.
そんなことないよ。また会えて嬉しい。
Why is fake person here? Oh no. Oh. Doing that, Sora smiled gently. I exchanged a handshake with Sora when I met her again. He still doesn't have a name? No! He even said his memory came back. He said he got his memory back. And we still don't have a name. I looked up at the sky above. The clear blue sky seemed to spread on forever. Although I think this is like a... Is this still 2 years later? Or is it like a flashback from 2 years later before? Who knows?
田中先生がお待ちになってます。
Dr.
どうぞ
Tanaka!
こちらへ。
Oh, you're... The person called Dr. Tanaka who appeared in front of us was the woman I'd seen on the monitor. It was the person who claimed to be Yu's mother.
お母さん、ゆう。よく無事で。
Wasn't she dead? No. From what? From what the game told us, her real mother is dead. But this lady is not her real mother and is alive. I think that the regenerative disease virus, like they split off parts of them and then they all became the same person or something. And they probably got all the 4 seasons in it. Because they were like, Aki, that's weird. Why is there one with winter and not one with autumn? And I was like, that's not weird. I don't think. But apparently it's weird. And then they'll probably be like, yeah, oh, my name is Yui Haru Aki Hanaki or whatever. I'll be like, oh my god, that's so crazy.
どうして約束したでしょ浮島に上がってきたら全て教える
Oh, oops.
久しぶりね
What? I wondered if she was talking to me. It seemed like it was the first time that I'd met her. Or had I met her in the
どうした
past?
の聞きたいこと
Bestie, there are so many things. Yes, I have a ton of things I want to ask.
一
Fine.
つ残らず全部話すつもりですからご心配なく
Alright then. First, I want
ちょっ
to...
と待ってちょっと待ってよ
You?
まず何よりも先に確かめたいことがある
Also,
の
by the way, the first time I got the ending, this scene did not play. I had to do the ending again. And apparently Yosh said that you're supposed to get it if you like make all the right choices. But on the scenes cleared list, it said it was the good ending. So unless this is an extra thing on the scenes cleared list, if I was just like a little person playing through this game by myself, I never would have seen this, and it seems like it's gonna be pretty important.
いいかしら
I wouldn't have even known that it existed.
どうぞあなたは私の本当のお母さんじゃないと言ったそれでも私はあなたの子供なのだとも言った
I also had to make enough choices to see the good end. But even more for this, yeah.
私が聞きたいのは
It's like the gooder
ただ一
end.
つあなたは私のお母さんなの
Dr. Tanaka looked down. She twisted her lip
ど
sadly.
うなの
I wondered why you would ask such a thing. She should have already known the answer.
I am you
Did they really? No, yeah, they really did. I have a CG of it that I can show you.
今なら間違いなく言えるわ私はあなたの母親よ You
She stared you in the eye as she said
お
that.
母さん
After a while, we asked Dr. Tanaka question after question. How did we get trapped? Was it an accident or not? Why could I predict things? Why did I lose my memory? What had happened in my past? Did the girl I'd seen really exist? Who was she? What had happened in Yu's past? Did Yu's father and mother really die? If so, then who was she? Dr. Tanaka. What was the meaning of the haiku password? Was Black Winkle? What was the connection between the tuberculosis virus and the accident? And what was the third eye? It was a long, long story that they will not tell us in this epilogue.
またあの時のこと考えてるんでしょ
Huh? Yeah. Hey, you? You know the proverb, water flows and people live, people die, and she dances. Water flows from high to lower places, but the flow, its path has an infinite number of possibilities. When will it stop flowing? People live, just like water. There are infinite ways for our life to flow. Infinite loop? That's what it means.
ふーん
If life has infinite possibilities, there might be another me somewhere who has a different history than the me in the present.
どこか
Yeah, you died from a horrible virus. Yeah, say, beyond this broad sky, beyond this limitless universe, should be another universe. Another me in another universe. I was thinking about that other
別
me.
の宇宙かねえもしもそんな別の宇宙があるとして その世界に住んでる私たちもこうして今みたいに付き合ってるのかな。
No. Sure there
どう
is.
してわかるの？
I can tell because I
う
can.
ん？
You see, if I do this. I drew you close and kissed her. We were surrounded by the spring sun, clouds falling in the sky, the rippling ocean, and the song of seagulls. I felt everything about you through her skin. It will warm the scent, go away, the touch her heartbeat, and even the color of her heart. I could see through you completely then. It was exactly the third eye, ultimate wisdom. Yes, if I did that. And we could transcend time. The story's not over yet because only you're in the infinity loop. I need to check. I came back at an awful time, actually. True! Why can't I... Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. I need to check. Oh, okay. There is another thing for it. That's okay, then I'll let them off. Well, I mean, things have lined up pretty well, except for the last like 5 minutes of the stream that should exist. I don't know where we're gonna go next. We finally get a romance and it's a child with an adult. Yep. Just don't worry about it. I don't... Do I have to go back to Takeshi? Nothing happens. But I don't want to date any more people as this child. Sooner or later, I guess. I don't know if we have another text box color. I'm leaning towards... probably? But it'll be like a secret end, true end kind of thing. Probably, maybe. If that exists. Because there's only 4, well, I mean I guess they might not be in order. But if the 4th one is Takeshi, then to me it kind of stands to reason that the first 4 would be Takeshi, and then after that it would be some child, and then maybe there would be another one. Date Sarah? I guess we can date Sarah, that wouldn't be weird. I mean, it wouldn't be weird in universe, but I still don't really want to see it. But yeah. I guess next time, look forward to it. We'll be we'll do another Takeshi route. Missed us insert okay, that's it. The stream's over. Oh, did you want to see the CG? 1 second. No, not this. Screensaver? What? This is a new screensaver! No, I don't want to save it. I just want to look at it. Absolutely not saving the screensaver. I guess we don't get to see it. Where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Amazing. Get me away. No, I don't want to save it. Get away from me. Okay, we're free. But yeah, that happened. It's called a screensaver. You have to save it. You cannot make me, and I will not. Ugh. Kid! Hero Making International Group. But yeah, I guess we'll do a Takeshi route next time. It might not take too long because, well, I don't know if we have to start it from the beginning or not. I don't know. Surely a wise person in my chat will guide me on how to do it when the next stream starts. I assume the flowchart is probably still not a good idea to look at. The Takeshi? Yeah, it is. Probably? Okay. I'll leave it in your capable hands then. But yeah. Tomorrow, I think we're actually finally doing Final Fantasy IX again. on Steven's stream. I can give some guidance, maybe? That's not very helpful. I mean, I can't imagine it would be that hard. There aren't that many choices. We just pick someone else. Or, like, I'll just turn the things in the other direction, but I don't remember which way I turned them in the first place, so I guess that doesn't really help. Does either of you say no? No, Steven's been messaging me a lot to see if I'm free on Saturday. Multiple times this week he has asked, and the answer was yes both times. Sunday is VLR. Paul asked yesterday if we were gonna be doing a long VLR stream, and Evan did not answer, so I guess we'll never know. And then I'll be back with this again on Wednesday. I can ask again if you want. I mean, it's up to you. I was just saying. By the way, The person who was here earlier is one of the people who works on the Sekimeya. They were the one that worked on this translation, right? At least from what they were saying. That's what I gathered. I feel for them, truly. They had to sit through so much tuna sandwich dialogue. On this patch, rather. No person should have to sit through that. We need to remember 11 Gestalt patch. I'll message them. Why did it become a link? I'll message them when you play Sekimeya. I don't know. I will have to play it eventually. I don't know if we'll do... Obviously, when I say after this, I don't mean immediately after. I'm not going from this straight into a visual novel. But I don't know if the next, like, crazy visual novel we'll do would be Sekimeya or Root Double. Maybe I'll do a vote on it. Although, I don't think anybody knows what Root Double is except Yosh. So, I don't think it would be a very good vote. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Root Double first. Sorted. I'll do that, bestie. Did I even buy Sekimeya? Hold on. I don't think so. Unless I did and forgot about it. I don't see it. Oh no, yeah, I do. I lied. I did buy it. I yelled at you enough to buy it. There it is. I was thinking about it the other day, right? Is this the one where we read that Steam review where that guy was like, no human person would ever figure this out, and you have to try and figure out the whole plot by making notes in a notebook? Is that the same game? No! I'm never gonna be able to figure it out. I'm not smart. This is terrible. Well, that's a problem for me in a long time. None of us are. That's why we hang out together. Yeah, maybe we could figure it out together. It'll be like a cute little figuring it out together moment. Except for Yosh and Sarah, who have played it / been told what happens. I didn't figure many things out either. Yeah, but I'm not gonna figure anything. Did you figure out anything? More than I'm gonna be getting. I don't even know what it is. Well, give it a bit and you'll find out some things. But yeah, I will be back on Wednesday. I'm gonna go eat something. And think, just, you know, digest what we've just seen, the amazing romance story. Thanks for coming, oops. I'll see you when I see you. Toodles!